David Collins.
Hi, I'm David Collins.
I'm Boogie.
I'm Boogie.
Boogie, Boogie, Boogie,
I'm Boogie.
Boogie, 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 Boogie,
I'm Boogie.
Boogie, 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 Boogie,
I want to hear Boogie. Oh, did you Boogie? Take it away.
Boogie, Boogie, Boogie,
I say Boogie.
Boogie, Boogie, Boogie.
Hey, it's Boogie.
It's Boogie. Oh, hello, Boogie.
Hi, I'm Box Eating Dad from X. I saw the documentary.
Oh, boom shakalaka. I say Boogie. Oh, boom shakalaka. Oh, boom shakalaka. All right, I'm fine.
Good morning, gearheads, and welcome to another Sunday edition of the Blind Mike Project. Let me be the first to remind you to go to blindmike.net for all your Blind Mike needs. Now, let's welcome to the show a man with a sixth sense for making Lauren Compton genuinely laugh. Blind Mike Geary!
Hey. What was that implying? I thought those were genuine laughs.
I think they were.
Yeah, definitely.
Truly
I'm very funny.
It was truly a funny episode.
Yes, yeah. The first date with Lauren Compton came out. Got it seemed like positive feedback. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Check it out if you haven't yet. But I had a good time. I don't know. There's not much to say about it because we already talked about it. But I will say the one thing I fumbled, and I knew the second, like immediately after. I did get a couple KMS references, I think.
Yeah, Mamma Mia.
But I mean, clearly, when she said Star Wars or Harry Potter, it was like she said Justin or Coleman, and I just froze. I didn't know what to say to it. So
But
it felt too obvious, you know?
it felt like that was how you took it, though. That was not a fucking dork or whatever you said.
Yeah, I got very angry for some reason. I don't know. I panicked. But
yeah, I was saying though, she was doing everything in her power to get you to see on that episode.
A lot of people said that I'm the first guest not to be completely distracted by her breasts.
Oh, and she was trying.
Doing her best. That's my main takeaway from that episode coming out. It's amazing the comments she gets in both directions from complete simps that are literally saying, not me reading between the lines, that are literally saying, Lauren, you're gorgeous, you're so hilarious, I love you. Like trying to get a date with her, I guess. And then there's the other direction of people pulling her pigtails so she notices them. She's not even attractive, actually.
She's actually quite gross. Ew.
Yeah. Then what I've found is that most people that comment on hot girls' Instagrams get a lot of pussy. I think that's usually what I've found. So it was just funny to watch a lot of the comments that she gets. It's weird. I don't get those for some reason.
Me either, actually. I get the opposite.
Start gawking over us, will you? It'd be nice.
Tell us how hot we are in the comments. Comment below.
Light up the comments section. We do have a guest coming on today, which I'm excited for. David Collins recommended guest, which is always good news. And but I guess there might be a bigger guest next week. No offense to our guest today. I think our guest today is probably.
Oh yeah,
we'll enjoy having more.
Yeah.
But next week should be a doozy. I don't know.
Yeah, just get ready, everybody.
Stay tuned, folks. I still think there's something going on.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, why would that happen?
100% agree.
Yeah. So I don't know. I've got my my other senses are working acutely on this one, trying to pick up what's afoot.
That was my first thought, but I don't, unless he has AIDS, as in helpers. I don't see him.
I was like, why? His dying wish to come on this program?
Yeah. I don't see the thoughts we've had panning out for him.
I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Don't give too much away, for God's sake. Don't scare the person away. But yeah, we'll see about that next week, so make sure you stay tuned. And as always, go to blindmike.net. If you want to support this program, light up that comment section, smash the like button, all that good stuff. If you're watching live or if you're watching later on YouTube, leave a comment and share and subscribe and tap the notification bell, all the good stuff that helps more people find this program. Hackride said something. We have a new background on the show today.
Yes, and he deleted the other one, so it's not like even if we didn't want to use this one, I have no option. So.
Well, Hackride said, he goes, I made a new background in case there are new people watching from Lauren Compton's show, which to me read as the trash that usually watches can make do with the old background.
This background was so ass. Can you make us a moving one for Why You Laughing, for Christ's sake, Hackride? Come on.
The garbage people that watch every Sunday, they can tolerate whatever we throw at them. But it'd be nice to, have something easy on the eyes for any new people. So go to blindmike.net, subscribe on all platforms. We appreciate it. You guys have supported the show. I look at some of the YouTube numbers, and the YouTube has grown exponentially over the last few months. So baby steps. I understand. We're not the biggest channel on the planet, but we're working. We're working on it. So make sure you do that. Has our guest arrived yet?
No.
Interesting. I guess we'll just have to get into it. If he's not here after we cover these first two topics, I guess we'll just have to get into it without him.
Yeah.
Because there's something very interesting. At some point, hopefully, our guest Aloe Mean will be joining the program. A big part of Kill Tony lore. He's a golden ticket winner who got into it with Donnell Rawlings and made him walk off stage, which we'll go through all of that. And then Donnell Rawlings was on the Joe Rogan Experience, just like blatantly lying about it for some reason.
That was so friggin' weird.
It's very weird. So David Collins is friends with Aloe Mean. He said Aloe would love to come on the program to discuss. So hopefully he'll be on later. We'll break all that down. But first, while we're waiting for our illustrious guest, why don't we get into our old pal Brendan Schaub, shall we? Because we've been on this beat for a few weeks now. The Fighter and the Kid live show in Austin is something that's fascinating to me. Because just kind of out of nowhere, they proclaimed we're doing a once a month live show in Austin. The first one didn't sell any tickets, and while they were there, they kept teasing the next one. The next one sold even less tickets. Our count was about 21. I don't know how accurate that final tally ended up being, but that's what it seems like. And then, wouldn't you know it, just in the nick of time, Brian Callen remembered, gosh darn it, don't you hate when these things slip your mind? His wife's pregnant. His wife was crowning, and somehow that information escaped him. He couldn't remember. So they had to cancel the show. By the way, I don't know if Brian has had his kid yet. And there's also something great at the beginning of this episode. They tease Brian's like, listen, I just can't leave California other than the Vancouver dates I promoted. I just can't do it. Also, if you could see me in Oklahoma City in 2 weeks. So he's getting as close to Texas as he can. It's crazy. So they're caught in this clear lie, and it's weird that they keep doing this because all I'm asking for is that they just admit what's going on. Like, hey guys, the podcast used to be really popular by comparison to the global podcast landscape. It's still a successful podcast.
It's gigantic in that scale, actually.
But it's not as successful as it used to be, which is totally fine. That happens sometimes. Mm-hmm. So that, we can't go out and do live shows every single month at the same venue. It's just not feasible for us. Instead, they come up with these lies. Now, you may remember Brendan Schaub quit stand-up. Do you remember why that was?
His kid was sick, and you need to focus on being a dad.
Yeah, Craig, like a real sucker, got all glassy-eyed when Brendan was telling his story, and he was
crying in the waiting room.
Well, that's to the commoner, to the common rube. That's what you might think.
Yeah.
Yes, but I said I don't know. It's a little weird. He pressed play on the video.
Yep.
He didn't have to be crying, right?
Well, the way I logically explained it was he had dates he had to cancel, and he had to tell them as soon as possible. That's how my brain was working through that.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's definitely why. Well, until it isn't, when Jelly Roll is on the podcast and Brendan explains why he quit stand-up comedy.
But I think too, Jelly, where I connect with you, like
Jelly.
we're on the same vibe, like same thing.
Listen, Gel.
I think
If I could get real with you, Gel, for a moment.
Hey, Jelly.
Mr. Roll, please, if I could bend your ear.
Thing too, Jelly, where I connect with you, like we're on the same vibe, like same thing last year, just hustling. And I stopped and I was like, I don't like who I'm becoming because everything, and I don't know how to balance it. Like I didn't know what to do. I had to call my manager, Lex, who's been with me for 17 years. I told him, I said, I don't know what to do, dog. Like I'm always been a good dad, but I can be a much better dad. I'm a decent husband. I can be much better. I'm a
super dad.
And this is starting to not sound like what he told us.
If I don't have a job, I could be the greatest dad on the planet. Yeah, you think he's drifting away from the story a little bit?
Yeah, didn't this guy he's talking to just, become like one of the biggest artists on earth?
Yes, yeah. And Brendan's somehow relating to him. He's like, you know what, you and me, Jelly, we're just guys who don't work.
We're a couple of same guys.
good podcast would be much better.
Oh, I need to rewind. That part is funny.
You think we're about to hear some contradiction?
We're about to hear some extreme back patting.
I'm always been a good dad, but I can be a much better dad. I'm a decent husband. I can be much better. I'm a good podcaster. I can be much better. And I'm
I'm a good. You know what, Brendan? You're a great podcaster, buddy.
No, I think he's right.
I don't understand this logic. So if he doesn't go to Nashville or whatever the other dates he canceled, so he doesn't go to Nashville. Suddenly, the fighter and the kid gets better.
Yeah,
when he's home on Monday.
Yeah.
It's always good for a podcast when you have less stories to tell. When you live less of a life.
Right. Dang it.
What are we doing?
I was like, I'm about to break, dog. Right. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So we just spread too thin.
Yeah.
Spread too thin.
Brian talking like a war veteran.
Let me chill for a second.
Why can't we stop here? What's going on? There we go.
I couldn't hear you.
Brian talking like an old boy. We just can't take it anymore. How do we keep it going at the rate we're going?
He's like walking up to the Tin Man, putting oil in his joints. He's like, "Come on, Brendan, we got some more pennies to make."
Listen, I'll never say Brendan Schaub's lazy. Like that, he's absolutely not lazy. He's a hardworking guy, and to be as successful in the fields he's in, with as little experience and talent that he has, like that's an inspirational story. That's what I've said about Brendan Schaub all along. Is it's a real, like, he faked his way into being one of the most successful podcasters for a period of time. Like, yeah, that's pretty awesome if you think of it that way. So, like, Brendan's definitely a hard worker, but what they're ignoring is, you told us your kid was dying. Remember? You said you canceled these dates because you didn't know if your kid was going to live. Remember when you had tears streaming down your face and you're like, my child's gonna die, so please don't make fun of me for canceling these dates? What happened to that? All of a sudden, it's because you want to be a better podcaster.
And hand up, I ate it all up. I believed him.
Well, Craig's a born sucker. But a lot of you people told me not to make fun of Brendan at that time. And I said, okay, but, I think something's amiss here. Now, the other angle of this is that Brendan is still traveling. If we didn't all remember that Brian was having a kid, they would have been in Austin. And he travels for that Toontown show, the car show. Mm-hmm. He's out flipping trucks and, he can't fly safely to Nashville to do stand-up, but he can drift his vehicles and flip them over. That's no problem.
It's no better way to be there for your kid than die in a car crash.
Yeah, you know what? I could be a better father by getting into extreme driving. They always say what a great dad Evel Knievel was to his boy.
And he goes and gets shot by a cannonball or something.
Yeah.
Analyze and try to figure this stuff up and then get back to it. And since I've been off the road, like, never been in better shape, never been a better dad. Like, I coach my son's baseball team, football team.
Here with us now.
Oh, yeah. He's on spring break.
Yeah.
Like, I've never been happier. Because it's just to your point, and yours is on a much grander scale. So I can only imagine. But even with me, like running the businesses, all the business I do, I just call my manager and he knows me. Like, I don't say shit. I'm, this pretty mentally tough. This. And I was like, I don't know.
You know me. I'm unshakable. This is a man who brought unique to court.
That's right.
You know me, I'm Teflon. Everything just bounces right off to me. There's really no getting to me. It's just this right here, an impenetrable force, this mind. You're not breaking through that.
The funniest thing is Jelly Roll's like, dude, shut up. Don't compare me to you.
You know what, Jelly Roll? You're kind of the Brendan Schaub of country music.
Hey, Jelly.
I just call my manager and he knows me. Like, I don't say shit. I'm, this pretty mentally tough. This. And I was like, I'm about to break, Doug. Yeah. I don't know what that means, but I need help.
You don't know what it means. You're the one saying it.
What does that mean exactly?
This is where people get on your case, Brendan. And Brian's just as bad, honestly. Where it's like, just say like, hey, yeah, it sucks. We had to cancel dates because people weren't going, unfortunately. If you guys want to see us live, next time we put something on sale, make sure you buy tickets right away. Don't wait till day of, because we need to see that there's a reason for us to go out there. So make sure you support the boys. Plain and simple. I think this is maybe the perspective you lose when you reach a certain level of success. But like, if we did a live show and it was 3 days before and 3 tickets were sold, I would say, hey, guys, I guess we're just not at the point where we can do a live show. It doesn't make any sense. Or we would just do it with 3 people, and that might be funny,
That'd be hilarious.
But when you reach a certain level, I guess maybe you can't bring yourself to be that self-deprecating, Yeah. That's the tortured world that Brendan Schaub lives in.
I enjoy watching him live in it.
It's very weird, but it was also hilarious to hear them promote dates before that, and Brian be like, "I'm in Oklahoma City, right next to Texas. I'm there, April 26th or something like that."
So I was just thinking about this the other day because Dan Soder will be like, "I was going to this, and I sold like no tickets."
Yeah,
he'll just come out and say it, and everyone's like, "Ah, it happens."
Well, they say that because they actually did sell tickets. Because I hear Joe List do that all the time, and I think it's actually to like their detriment, where people think they're less successful than they are.
Yeah.
But they're saying like, hey, in a 500-seat room, I only sold 350 tickets or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not. What the problem is, and the reason Brian and Brendan can't admit this is, they're in a 500-seat room and sold 21 tickets. They literally, percentage-wise, sold no tickets. So
that's tough.
So that's the tough thing. I do get why that's harder to admit than other comics. Like, because when Dan Soder says that, in his mind, he's like, I'm not as successful as Andrew Schultz and Chris DiStefano and guys I came up with,
Right.
But these guys are saying we're significantly less successful when compared to ourselves 5 years ago. That's what's tough for them, I imagine. So, yeah, the fighter and the kid continue to lie for some reason about the reason they're doing less and less. Because, some of you were fooled by Brendan's tears, but I knew it was just so that he could become a better podcaster. That's why he couldn't go to Nashville.
Wouldn't they sleep better if they were just like, yeah, we didn't sell?
Right, because then you're not hiding anything. The reason they get so worked up with Reddit, like, believe me, every subreddit of every podcast is a hellscape. No, if you host a podcast, you shouldn't visit your own subreddit because they never like the podcast they're talking about. But the reason it doesn't bother other people as much as it does Brendan and Brian and people like that is because Brendan and Brian are hiding things about themselves. Whereas, Big J. Okerson gets made fun of on the bonfire, but it's for him being himself. Like, that's just who he is as a podcaster. So he can't look at any of that criticism and really tweak it, because it would be just changing who he is. Brendan and Brian look at the Fighter and the Kid subreddit, and a lot of it is vicious and unnecessary, but a lot of it is them seeing through their bullshit.
Yeah. I was gonna
And
say
that's
like,
what Brendan doesn't like to acknowledge.
if they just said, by the way, our guest was here and he just left.
Oh
I didn't say anything yet because his camera was off. It was on and it turned off, so I thought he was running to the bathroom or something. Just
no.
like
Aloe Mean, come back.
I messaged him and I said, just one sec.
Okay.
I don't even remember what I was saying. That kind of threw me there.
I don't know. We were talking about Reddit, the fighter and the kid.
Oh,
Brendan, Brian.
If they, another thing that would help them is if they came out and just said, "Hey, we didn't sell tickets." It takes the Reddit's ammo away.
That's exactly, yeah, right. I mean, they'll post a video like, "Oh, they didn't sell a ticket," but it's like, yeah, they got out in front of it. They said it. Now, like Lieutenant Kirk isn't sending me DMs like, "Look at this seating chart," because I'd be like, "No, I know. They said it on their podcast." You know,
So
we
funny.
don't have to detect what's happening.
It's just funny that it's him sending you that. I don't know why.
He's our correspondent, our fighter and the kid correspondent.
That's right. He was also he was doing a correspondence for something else that he was. Oh, was it Marin or something like that?
Oh yeah, he's our Marin guy. He's very helpful.
He is.
Yeah,
he is.
All right. Well, that kind of ends the Brendan Schaub talk, but now
I'm
ready to move on to anything else now.
Do you want to text him or something?
I messaged him.
I can have David Collins be like, "Hey, can you have him come back on?"
Yeah. You know what? Should we start talking?
That's good for a podcast. Yes.
No. I'm saying, should we start talking about his clips?
Yeah, because I mean, like,
Lure him back in here.
we're talking about you.
This puts us in a
he's
weird
back.
bind here. Oh, he's back. All right.
He's back, but his device not connected.
Oh no. I'm going to start to take Donnell Rawlings' side here. All right. Should we give him a minute and talk about Dat Phan?
We'll give him 5 seconds here. I'm just gonna have to sit through Dat Phan, which could take a while. Yeah, no, his device is not connected.
All right. Well, we'll bring up the Aloe Mean clips and we'll get into it, and hopefully he can join us at some point.
He left again.
God damn it. What is with these Iowa guys? Austin Ingalls is drinking ice into the microphone.
Dude, Caitlin Clark is just so huge. Everyone else is second, you know.
I don't know what that means.
Iowa.
Oh. Doesn't she play for like LSU or something?
No, that was her mortal enemy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
David Collins is the only pro among them. He's got to get his people in line here.
Oh, so remember we were talking about David Collins coming out here and doing stand up and like a show possibly and all that?
Yes.
He texted me and he goes, "I've been thinking a lot about it." And I was thinking, July 3rd, 4th, and 5th. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, he messaged me the same thing. And I was like, boy, that might be tough.
I said to him, I go, "That's a real tough day." And he goes, "Yeah, it's a Tuesday." And I go, "It's also a gigantic holiday, man."
It might be like some of the worst days, probably the worst week you could pick in the summer.
It is the worst 3-day span because we have
Yeah.
the days before or after it off.
That's tough. Yeah. I told him, like, if I can be around, I will be, but there's no guarantees, you know?
All right, that was good vamping by us. He's back.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, at long last, Aloe Mean.
I'm only 26 minutes late.
What's up,
What's going
buddy? We saw you were in the room, and Craig's like, he's here, and I was like, everyone, Aloe Mean. And Craig's like, he's not.
Yeah,
here
I'm
anymore.
doing this janky shit on my phone, so I had to hit back, and that took me all the way out of the app. So I had to go all the way back to Instagram where your link was and shit. It was, yeah. Anyway,
It's all
hell
good.
yeah,
It's
I'm
all
here.
good. You sound better than Austin Ingalls, so it's all right.
That's
cool,
true.
man. I got this little Bluetooth headset. I was wondering if that should have worked. My little trucker thing.
So it was very funny because David Collins messaged me about having you on, and
Yeah.
I said, yeah, should I just message him through Instagram? And David goes, yes, and as a matter of fact, he should be easy to find. There are surprisingly few Aloe Means on Instagram. I was like, all right, David. What do
You
can
never
give
know
us
what
any-
David's coming at you.
Yeah, can you give us any insight into David Collins? Because I want to have a bigger relationship with the guy, but I can't break through the character or whatever that is that he's playing.
He's just a dude. I guess I don't know much about him, honestly. I got hooked up through his producer, and yeah.
Don't tell me.
He's
Like, Jerry got in touch with you.
One of them, I don't know, but I guess he's like a former radio host or something out of some small town. I think it's Kansas or some shit.
I got the same message. Yeah, he's a
I don't know.
mysterious guy.
I tried to ask too many questions. I feel like he's murdered before, and he's
very possibly
inclined
on
to
stage,
it.
anyways. At least, right, folks?
Yeah.
All right, Aloe Mean, we're having you on because you famously went against Donnell Rawlings on Kill Tony, which we have a couple clips of that as well. I apologize if you've sat through those a bunch, but I just want to set it up properly.
Oh, I watch him every day.
Oh, good. But Donnell Rawlings was recently on the Joe Rogan Experience, so that's what we're leading towards. But let's hear or see Aloe Mean on Kill Tony. You're a golden ticket winner on Kill Tony, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Does that mean, can you just show up at the Madison Square Garden show and be like, hey, I want to get on here?
I think I messaged Tony if I'm going to come in town just to make sure, because sometimes he has stuff planned as far as like other guests, special guests, things that are happening for those bigger shows. I just check first.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so let's see some of Donnell versus Aloe Mean.
Mom and Dad G's on the same fucking stage.
If you don't get the fuck out of here, where'd you get those Jordans before or after Chappelle gave you that chain?
I will say this. Yes,
I'm here for it, my nigga.
Yeah,
I'm
this
here
is a
for it.
golden
I'm
ticket
here.
winner. Guess what? You will never. No reason why you won't never get this, because I'm rich, bitch.
I know it. That shit was jamming.
I can't believe you. This was so fucked up.
You know what?
I gotta say, I don't know if the best way, like when you call him basically Chappelle's bitch, I don't know if the best way is to do your catchphrase from that show. I don't know if that's the best response.
Right.
So
Somebody
this, by the way,
in the crowd later on says, I don't know if you can pick it up on the mic if it shows, but I heard it. Someone said, "Say I'm rich, bitch," again, like when he was about to leave.
I don't know if we have it in our clips, but I heard it too. Where if you go back and watch the full episode, Donnell is a funny comedian for sure. Not a great podcast guest because he repeats himself a lot. He's not very like focused on the conversation or what's at hand, really. So like he's talking over Tony a bunch. It gets very annoying. And Aloe Mean comes on, does his set, and after Donnell like makes a couple jokes at his expense, Aloe Mean just goes right at him, which is what you should do on Kill Tony, in my opinion. Like it's worked for guys like David Lucas in the past. So
yeah, that's David's thing though. He's a for real. I mean, that's what he does is roast people and all that. I don't know. I was just like, the way he did the whole show. He just walked in, wasn't introduced because he was late. It happened, but he just hopped on stage, and it wasn't just my set. He like interrupted and was disrespectful. My friend, what's his name? Austin? No, God, I can't think of his name. It's gonna bug me. But anyway, he moved down to Texas, but he was before me, and he just kept interrupting during his minute. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, it seemed like Donnell didn't understand the format of the show at all, really.
No, he knows that shit. He's been on it like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, he was on. This wasn't his first time on?
Hell no. He was on during like the pandemic at the store, and then he was on at a regular show at the store.
See, that's weird to me because he's interacting with you in a way that indicated he wasn't familiar with the show. He was almost like, why are you making jokes and talking back to me? Like you're supposed to, bend your ear to the legendary Donnell Rawlings.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think he was just drunk. And also, yeah, he probably wasn't ready for that Chappelle that Chappelle chain thing. Because I don't know, his shoes match perfectly to the chain. So I just wanted to know, it's like when Dave Chappelle gave him that chain and he put it around his neck like it's a fucking presidential honor. I just want to know, did he whisper in his ear, "No, I'm rich, bitch"? And did Donnell say, "Ooh, daddy, thank you. I got the perfect shoes to wear with these"? I just want to know that, but he never answered my question. So that's a bit I'm working on, by the way.
I like it.
I showed you love.
Because I said one, and then he instigated it. Blake him,
Black
not
on
me.
black crime. Black on black crime.
God, this is
Look at the white people looking at us.
This is my least favorite Tyler Perry production of all time.
that was a weird element too, where he was once he was losing, he kind of tried to be like, "Hey, you're not supposed to make fun of a fellow black man, Aloe.
You can't put a race card on the same race, man. That's crazy. What
weird.
is this? This is the thing people do, though. I guess I'm an Uncle Tom because I called him a old crack baby or something. I don't know what his issue is.
Well, you're safe here, pal. That's what Craig calls him when the mics are off anyways, so don't worry about it.
That's not true. Uh,
let's hear a little more.
yeah, this is salty.
I can't believe you.
My goodness.
And I was just supporting you just on black. Not because you were funny, because I didn't hear none of that.
Oh, come on.
They did, and that's all
His
that
set-
matters.
his set
you
was
don't hear a
killer,
lot
Mike.
of
What do you
shit
mean, oh,
because you
come
always
on?
talking.
Tony,
You don't
what do
hear
you mean,
nothing.
oh, come on. That shit was funny.
I mean,
They left.
possums are pretty ugly.
Yeah,
I got something funny. You look like Idris Elba fucked the blowfish.
I tried to
That's
warn you.
funny too. That's too funny. You got your laughing
The
right.
fact, the
Don't
fact,
let him tell you what's
the fact
funny.
that I even
Little
look
wild ass
like-
nigga.
the
Let
fact
me
that
Was it?
let me tell you about that blowfish Idris Elba thing. He said something about Idris Elba, him looking like Idris Elba in his special that just came out on Netflix, and I feel like he owes me a writer credit. I'm not
Oh,
saying
really?
he stole
See-
the joke, but I'm sure it was inspired.
That's what makes it even weirder. You can tell we're building to this clearly like lives in his head. So I haven't seen his new special. So the idea that he's basically referencing Aloe Mean in his special tells you how much this like fucked him up. It seems like because he brings that
What?
up out of nowhere on Rogan.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
I
yeah,
think
he's
it's-
perfectly fine there.
It's not just me. I think I'm like the dagger, but the internet is it's the cancer that lasts. It's the AIDS that just seeps and sits there forever and destroys you slowly. It's the internet. He said he'll have a good comment day. He shouldn't read the comments anymore. I would have gave up on that after a year of this shit. But every time he posts something, somebody's posting. At least you'll get the little walkout emoji,
Yeah.
and that's got a sting right there. I mean, it's like I don't know. I would have stopped checking my comments if I was him.
That's a tough thing. Before you got on, we were talking about Brendan Schaub, and it's like those guys just have to get past. Like you can't. There's not a positive subreddit about a podcast.
Oh,
Like it's all just people that hate that show getting together to be like, what a piece of shit this was. So Donnell can't go on the Kill Tony subreddit and be like, where are my compliments today?
But that's the thing, though. Honestly, it's mostly good comments. I've been on Reddit when they talked about shit from this shit happening, and
Yeah.
it's mostly good. Depends on what side people are taking, but it's just people telling the truth. And then once in a while, there's a troll who comes in there and zings everybody. So I don't know. Rogan says it all the time. Don't fucking go on the comment section of anything, especially
Yeah.
YouTube, Reddit. Don't do it.
Yeah. It's tough because like I saw with I was on Lauren Compton's show this week, and a couple people
Yeah, I watched
said like,
that last night actually. Yeah.
well, a couple people said like, oh, the comments are very good, but I didn't look at them because I saw one or two, and it was like, who's this fat fuck nobody? And I was like, well, I won't be looking at these.
Hey, are you from? Did you start out with Legion of Skanks? Are you gay, Blind Mike?
No, god damn it.
Did people always? Sorry, man. I was wondering about that. I didn't know if I should bring it up.
No, everyone.
Oh.
That's everyone's. So I was around first. So I
Okay,
started with
okay.
Barstool, and
Yeah.
Gay Blind Mike came to Legion of Skanks a few years after.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's hear a little more from Kill Tony before we get to Rogan.
The fact that I even look like Idris Elba is 5,000 faces from where you are right now. nigga.
He gets very defensive, and
Yeah,
like
he tried to.
Aloe Mean came with a funny joke on the spot, and like Tony thought it was funny, and clearly the crowd thought you were funny, and Donnell is keeping up this facade that like you're bombing or something.
Yeah, I was prepared to die. I was prepared to, as far as lose that battle. I just had those two little jokes, and I was like, the rest, he's gonna destroy me, and I was ready to lose. But I don't
Yeah.
know. He just got emotional, and I saw in a moment he turned around, looked me in the eye, and I was like, this guy's for real sad about this. I was like, I probably just ruined my comedy career before it even starts. He's gonna have Chappelle have me blacklisted from every
That's-
D room. I don't know.
That's gotta be very funny as like a young comedy fan to be like, am I making Ashy Larry cry right now? What the fuck is happening? We have one more from Kill Tony, correct?
Two.
Okay.
This is the walk off.
Oh yeah, okay. So this is like him walking off, and then Tony will address it a little while after. But this is really the thing that comes up in question on Rogan last week. So pay attention.
You make no sense to me. This part I'm trying to make. And I don't even know how I'm gonna get back into being funny again because niggas hit bloop bloop bloops and all that type of shit on me.
I probably just ruined my comedy career, man.
The reason why I know I'm a
I
real
did it wrong.
motherfucker
I'm sorry.
because I'm here tonight for a real motherfucker. he tried to. I know what he wanted to do. Oh yeah, if I fucking roast Donnell.
No, man.
No. It's too late. It's too late. I'm about to leave right now because
No, you're not. Come on,
no,
Donnell.
no, I'm going to leave.
You made fun of his jeans.
I did. Who wouldn't make fun of them jeans?
I gave you 2. I said 2, and then he was like,
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like
I just here to have.
we're
good
gonna go
time.
back. I know you are. We're gonna go back. We're gonna critique. We're gonna go back. We're gonna critique the show, and we're gonna do this shit. But I'm here tonight for a real motherfucker, and I'll just keep it like that, and I'll go back to being funny over here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Donnell Rawlings. I love it. I love it. I love it when it goes off the rails.
Me too.
That's what makes this show fun. Who cares what people in the YouTube comments make decisions?
He just gets up.
You can tell, like, especially when it doesn't involve him. Tony, who like is, you know, he's a wrestling guy. Like he loves that.
Yes,
shit, you know?
yes, 100%. Yes, it's something. It's a moment, a controversial moment.
Yeah. So, and he doesn't care if it's Donnell on the winning side or you or whoever. He just likes.
Well,
that
the
people
whole
are gonna
thing
talk
about it, what people don't understand is like the whole. You see how it's structured. Tony tried to keep the whole show and have things follow the order, and he just came in and fucking shambled the whole thing. And like during, even when he was trying to bring me up, tell everybody I'm a golden ticket winner, Donnell's doing this weird, weird, unnecessary, weird, fucking ADHD kid shit.
Yes.
And so everybody was offended. Yeah. Brian was pissed about it. You can tell. So they let the shit, and they kind of played into it with him just pointing out what he was doing. He was acting the ass, and that's what happens sometimes.
Yeah, and you could tell Tony kind of liked that you were giving him shit for it because they left you on there a lot longer than like the typical guest. Like you're up there for like 10 or 12 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, I sat down for a second.
Yeah. So this is later. Aloe Mean has left the stage. The next comedian has done his minute, and then Brian Redband and Tony Hinchcliffe realize Donnell may not be coming back.
I was trying to also keep an eye on whether the guest was using the restroom or leaving the show at the same time. I think there's a slight chance Donnell may have left.
Yeah. I was really confused about the whole thing because I didn't know anything about that.
I think we'll give an analysis of what happened on another episode, perhaps, Red Band, before we
might make it worse.
Yeah. Hey, hello.
So to me, the reason I wanted to play that is mainly because you hear Tony like, "Hey, let's not fuck with Donnell anymore. Like if we make fun of him, maybe I want him to come back,
Yeah.
So let's not just shit on him right now."
They're professional peers. They're probably friendly to each other. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he doesn't want to really piss him off like in real life. He was just making a show.
Exactly. So Tony's doing his best not to completely shit on Donnell, which is why I find this next set of clips so interesting. Last week when Donnell was on the Joe Rogan Experience, and it seemed like he wanted to bring up this incident.
Well, I also don't know if everyone listening truly understands. What we just watched was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
This is what we both watched was last week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
the internet.
You would think Donnell Rawlings would be over. What this should be is we should be playing a clip of Aloe Mean and be like, how sad is that this guy is still living off this moment?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When the shit aired, I was literally in a cubicle while I was watching it on my phone in the shitty cubicle at my shitty job, and he fucking went on to fucking get nominated for like an Oscar or some shit that he was in some movie.
Yeah,
he's
we
the
should
one
be
emotional about this.
We should be playing a clip from Aloe Mean's podcast, like, can you believe this asshole is still living off it? But instead, Donnell Rawlings has let this fester in his mind for, I think, closer to 4 years, correct? Because it was like one of their first shows back after the pandemic.
Right.
It's the internet, dude. It doesn't die.
So let's hear him on Rogan.
Lost in time.
Yeah, Tony fucking did. His fans are. Those motherfuckers, boy. And this is what going back to like not reading the comments. I think the last time I did Kill Tony, it was probably like 3 or 4 years ago, right? I'll be having a good comment day, Joe.
Oh, good day.
Yeah, hey, I love you. Then next thing, we'll ask him if he's gonna walk out on Kill Tony's podcast again.
Yeah. Well,
It's uncomfortable. It's like someone brings up their divorce or something. Rogan's like,
You
God,
can tell
we gotta get into
Rogan
this.
didn't want to talk about that shit either. It's so fucking old.
I like a Rogan, but he also is like not going to be the safety blanket Donnell thinks he's going to be.
Yeah,
He's like, all right, fine.
Rogan's
If you want to get into
truth,
it,
man. He tries to be about truth as much, even when it's like a joke. He tries to be about truth as much as he can. And he was trying to do a blatant fucking lie. He had to pee, and then it was sushi or some shit. Come on, man, what are you doing?
Well, the thing about Rogan is like I don't think he likes getting in the mud with these like this controversial like clickbait type stuff. But once it's brought up, he will discuss it. You know?
Yeah, he brought it up. You can tell that he wanted to take the conversation there, so he'll go with it.
Yeah.
I want to go back.
Well, then go back.
I'm afraid. Boy, the
Go
power
back, but be ready.
Wait a minute. First of all, I was ready.
But you still
altered video. That's what you believe, Joe?
Did you
You didn't know what the real story? That's what you believe?
I don't know what
That's
happened.
all propaganda.
I had completely forgotten about it.
I'll tell you what happened. I was here. First of all,
Okay.
I did Tony's show during the pandemic.
Right.
When he couldn't get guests.
Right.
I risked my fucking life.
Oh my God.
Right.
This is where like I don't know if you guys know Donnell's comedy. Is he joking a little bit there?
No, he's completely joking. This is one of the funniest things I've ever seen him do in my life. This whole segment when he's like, he comes out and he's just this guy just, I start shooting at him. What the fuck?
But it's interesting to hear him like be very honest and be like, oh, like the comments are going after me. I'm afraid to go. Like that's just genuinely being vulnerable, saying I'm afraid to go back on Kill Tony because these open micers are gonna make fun of me, and then immediately turn and be like, no, Tony edited everything. It didn't really even happen.
He's trying to like go some fake news shit.
These motherfuckers.
Yes.
Good show. Black comment goes up. I'm up. I've been there 2.5 hours. They just
I do enjoy that. Clearly, if it's festering 4 years later, he knows your name.
That's what pisses me off the most too. About he went on a Breakfast Club and did the same shit. He actually was like, I'm not even gonna say his name, and went like that about me. I'm like, man, at least say my name, man. Come on.
I was bummed for you because I thought at least Jamie or Joe would say it at some point because they played a clip of you.
Yeah, which was dope. My head was cut off, but it's all good, man. I made Rogan. I'm putting it on my bio and shit. I'm telling my mom.
You may know this man from the Joe Rogan Experience.
Yep. Oh hell yeah.
So many millions saw my torso.
Tito's and Tito's and Tito's.
They're forcing you to drink.
Whatever. I know that I consume Tito's and Tito's.
Right.
Then I had a date, a sushi date. You know the sushi spot I'm talking about. The one that the private joint.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a speakeasy.
Mm-hmm.
6 people. I had a reservation for that. So I'm doing this show. I told them I'm going to the bathroom because I was going to go eat. And they made it look like I ran off the show, Joe.
Really?
You went to that bullshit edit. I had been on the show.
You should sue.
Joe's not even taking it seriously.
Yeah,
it's like so you made a reservation during Kill Tony and then got up and left. Like, first of all, that's also rude. That's a weird thing to do.
Yeah.
I don't even get the excuse.
He's a funny dude, man. After the show, people were telling me when I go outside, they're like, who did what to Donnell? Because he came out of Antone's yelling and cussing. That fat motherfucker. He was going off about it. So that's why he left.
Well, here's what you say if you're Donnell, like, man, I was shit-faced. Like, next time I'm going to go on sober, and, like, these kids are going to try to come after me, but it's not going to be a good idea. Like, that's all you have to do. Like, you were drunk. It's fine, Donnell. Who cares?
Exactly. These things happen.
But he continues.
So I don't really give a fuck.
Then go back.
But it's I would love to as soon as my schedule allows it.
Oh yeah, no, just like I got just so much going on right now. I mean, I'd love to. I'm in Austin right now, but
yeah, everybody does the circuit. You go on Rogan, you end up on Kill Tony. You fucking there, you can do the shit show.
I want Rogan to be like, it actually takes place at my club. I can make it happen.
We're gonna be there later. You can just hop on.
I'll go back. Why are you looking at me like I got a problem with going back?
No, I don't.
Okay, wait a minute.
That's a very weird tell. I mean, you guys, I can't see, so you guys can tell better than me. But that felt like just out of Craig, what do you said? I'm gay? I'm not gay. What? Where did that come from?
You're looking at me like I won't go back. I never said a thing, dude.
Oh, you're saying, Joe, that I'm a big pussy who's afraid of going on Kill Tony. No, I certainly didn't.
And he's been there a few times. He could have done it several times.
Sure.
This is when Calling Tony comes up.
Yeah. That
Oh
shit
yeah,
was great.
so Donnell keeps with this thing of like, Tony edited the video. You really believe that, Joe? And that's I think the moment where Joe's like, okay, well just call Tony then.
I think this is where Joe knows the truth, and he's like, "I'm just gonna end this."
If you're
forever."
gonna keep calling me a liar, then you're leaving me
Right.
no choice.
Can you show the edit they did? Just put Donnell walks off. Donnell walks off and the edit. Now watch what they do in the fucking edit. Donnell walks off.
How many times have you watched this?
Oh, 4,000.
Why have you?
Not 4,000.
Why have you really?
I haven't spent no time. I just remember.
Computer show.
It's the first.
Like he goes from watching it 4,000 to I haven't watched it. I just remember it happening.
It was actually AI. I was never on Kill Tony. So.
I actually saw
So
the
they
original.
they faked,
Doctored it up.
They doctored it. That seems.
I'm making it race.
I
The
don't-
white man.
I don't feel
you
like
know-
they should have done that.
They shouldn't have done it. But
'Cause
your
they
argument
had
is
me-
about that. You first thing, and it worked on you
It
because
did.
you said, "Yeah, that time you walked out." Just
Can I call
and-
Tony right now?
yeah, just and the way you looked at me, the way you looked
Yeah,
at
I mean we don't have to, but whatever.
He's like, "Yeah, but I'm not gonna even take a breath. I'm gonna keep talking and hope you forget."
Yeah.
I guess you could call Tony, or we could just move on to another site. UFOs, Joe, aliens. What do you think about that? Testosterone.
Chimpanzees are really strong. You like to say, right?
You could call Tony, or I was hunting an elk yesterday. Does that interest you? Just anything else.
Real quick, I've always wanted to know, how do you cook an elk steak? But here they call him.
Okay, so Tony's on the line now.
Yeah.
I'm here with Donnell Rawlings.
and I'm still beefing, motherfucker. Tell him the real story. Tell him the real story.
Did you
You
edit
doctored it out.
the show to make it look like Donnell
A
was
black
upset
man. Did
and
he
that a
edit it?
man clowned him
Can
and
I
he
say
walked
this?
off the
A
stage?
black man. Did you edit it? First off, Tony, Tony
was edited.
Tony, you fucking full of shit.
Nothing
man.
was edited. So Tony, what you see is actually the
No.
true events that took place.
100%, and he never, I mean, it's absolutely not even in question.
You know,
Is Donnell trying to pull a PR move here?
This is the reason why black
I
people
mean, whatever
have
he's
issues.
doing, it's very shady, and he's trying to rewrite history.
Oh, all right, Jamie. For me, for the sake of God, now he can't
This
find
is
it.
outrageous,
Now
Tony.
he can't find
I
it.
don't know what to
Now
think.
he can't find it.
We have pictures of him outside of a firehouse after the moment. He was saying hi to people at the fire department. They were like fans of his, and he went and hung out with them. He had nothing to do. He had nowhere to go. He walked off the show.
Lord.
This is getting worse.
I can't believe
I
this,
can't believe
man.
you left out details only to use them as a weapon when confronted by propaganda. Kudos to you, sir, for holding your cards.
No fucking kudos. Black on black crime. He pitted two black guys against
Oh, wait
each
a minute.
other.
I thought you said that you went to the bathroom and none of that stuff happened. They edited
I
it.
went to the bathroom.
He said that he was going to the bathroom, but he walked all the way out the front door.
Right to the sushi spot, right? I left for sushi.
He said he left for sushi.
Jamie, please.
His reservation.
Jamie, Google sushi.
I was gonna say Jamie's not even that good. Jamie, find me at the sushi place.
Jamie, Google Comedy Store sushi, please. Donnell Rawlings, friends, reservation. I love that Tony, because I feel like a lot of people, if you're just called randomly by the biggest podcaster in the world, you might be like, oh, yeah, if you're just caught off guard, you might be like, yeah, I don't know. It's ancient history. Who can remember? Tony's just like, no, 100%. It happened the way you saw it. Donnell was lying.
Tony's he's got his finger ready to go through his notebook. He's like, I know exactly where this is.
Not only did it happen that way, let me add some details.
Yeah. We
So
got
full of shit that dude is.
Oh, I know.
It's
My
great.
favorite part is this right here.
It's got to be funny because like Kill Tony is at the size now where it's like, I mean, it's bigger than all the late night shows, but like, there's a million people watching every single week. Like, you're part of a show's history that has rattled a man. Like, it has changed. Donnell Rawlings is a comedy legend, and you've changed the course of this man's life.
A small part of it. I'm telling you, I'm just a little spark. The internet is the gas, it's the flame, it's everything else. It's the internet, man. He wouldn't even think about it if it wasn't for the comments just getting him every time he logs on.
Yeah.
But I was the spark, though.
This is so funny that it's funnier. The more clips we watch, the funnier it is that he tried to save himself by yelling, "I'm rich, bitch."
Oh man.
Here's the end of the call, I believe, or more evidence. I forget which one this is.
Okay.
Daddy can't find it.
We have pictures of him outside of a firehouse after the moment. He was saying hi to people at the fire department. They were like fans of his, and he went and hung out with them. He had nothing to do. He had nowhere to go.
Oh,
he walked off the show.
Lord.
I just played this one, didn't I?
Yeah, we just heard that.
Hold on. Wrong clip.
Oh boy.
This is let's move on. This one.
Oh yeah, this is where Joe is just like, all right, man. Yeah, no, definitely.
This is the funniest part to me.
Yeah, this is great.
This is very funny.
So in the candles, this is really happening.
Yeah.
Tony, thank you very much. Thank you. I see the truth now. I see the truth.
Thank you.
Thank you. Donnell.
Tony's a liar.
That was shameful.
It's very funny to have a moment where two guys are saying the complete opposite things. Like Joe is like, "Well, you've proven it to me," and Donnell's like, "Thank you. Finally, we've reached a resolution."
I thought that he's wearing a suit for some reason. What the fuck? This isn't court.
Yeah, he showed up to defend himself.
Yeah.
He's wearing as much clothes as he can to cover that chain, so no one brings it up.
No, Dave did not give me this suit.
Yeah, the inside of the suit has the C all over it, like a pattern.
Yeah, just the lining. Hell yeah.
To the bathroom.
I get it.
I had to go to the bathroom.
I
What am I
get
supposed to do? Sit there, act like I'm in the woods?
Yeah, it's just you.
And Joe's like, "Please don't make me continue talking about this. I like you."
Is that anything else? Throw anything else out there, Donnell.
You came to a gunfight with a rubber sword. I know you were there to host. You didn't know you were going to get attacked ruthlessly while you were drunk.
Yes.
Too drunk to defend yourself.
Too drunk. That was
right.
They're very abusive.
Very abusive
to our friendship, and I called Tony
to everything.
a friend.
I don't think you realized it was going to happen, though. To be honest, like no one plans anything on Kill
And
Tony.
this is what I'm saying: black on black crime. I was given this.
Say his name.
African.
It's a weird cycle between saying it was doctored to saying he was drunk to saying Aloe Mean was completely out of line.
Which one is it? It's all the theories in one. That's what you do though when you're grasping. You just fucking get something. I don't know.
It's weird to think, and I mean, we played like some of the more notable parts of it, but go listen. It's a long thing. The idea that Aloe Mean did anything wrong, it's crazy. He was just a guest on Kill Tony and did very well, and then moved on with his day. Like the idea that you did something wrong is insane.
It was being interrupted while doing
I didn't know he was going to be there. Someone had told me it was going to be Tim Dillon that was going to be the guest, so I wasn't even ready to like joke. But then I saw it was him when he walked on stage right past me, and I'm like, if he says some disrespectful shit a couple of times, I'm going to have to say something back. So
sure, yeah.
I got these two jokes, and that was it.
and that's a smart play by you because like there are a lot of people that would have handled it differently and been like, okay, this guy's funny, but for whatever reason, Donnell got very upset about it.
Yeah.
Good advice on comedy, and then he just started shooting me. And I wasn't ready for that. I was
have you heeded any of his advice? Did you take the advice he was trying to
Tell
give you?
me shit. He didn't have any fucking advice. He said, matter of fact, he said, I heard the jokes, and did something like, I don't know, very passive, and which is the one thing he says that people can say about him that'll get under his skin is saying that he's not funny. And he said that one thing about me. And then when I clap back, it's he clutched his pearls. When I said that about the chain, he literally clutched his pearls, and that's my favorite part too.
In a way, he gave you advice. As I recall, he said you were unfunny and fat, which you could take as like maybe I should lose weight and get funnier, I guess. So
that's not really
kind of advice.
Those are just criticisms.
That's probably more accurate, but
yeah, it's just those are insults.
And then all the white people start laughing. Look at the black on black crime. We don't got to do anything. They're killing themselves. All right, George Floyd.
That's a very interesting way to put it.
George Floyd?
Yeah.
That's very funny. I wasn't expecting that.
Rogan phrased it perfectly. That's a very interesting way to put it. A very kind way to say you're lying.
What my people saw, Joe. And it was all, and Tony and his crew of henchmen set it up.
Interesting.
Henchman.
The Hinchcliffe.
Yes.
I like that. Jamie with a good line.
Yeah, I'm a Hinchcliffe henchman. Don't fucking come on the show disrespecting. Anybody can get it.
You know when Jamie pipes up like that, it's very bad for the guest.
Even Jamie's dunking on you. It'd be great to find out if any comedians after this were like, "Hey Tony, Aloe Mean's not going to be there, is he? I don't want to get bullied."
Yeah, he'll just be like, just don't speak while he's doing stand up. Fine.
People are going to believe that he just lied.
Seems like
and we only wanted the truth
because we watched the video.
What you saw, Joe?
What did you see?
I saw something totally different. I saw a guy that had to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
That's what.
Okay, we settled it.
We're in the world of editing. I had to go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom, and then I went to the bathroom, and then I did sushi.
I really don't.
It's
care.
a new day.
I'm
going
cool.
to let it go. Didn't go well. Expected it to go, but I appreciate the fact checking, and I appreciate the research of the doctored clip you had, Jamie.
Shout out to Joke World. Joke World, they did edit it, but they played they cut it down for time. Joke World, and that's what put it out, and that's what got I think Charlemagne to pick it up, and then that's how the Breakfast Club heard about it. And they always talk shit to Donnell anyway, so that's what broke it to the huge fucking internet worldwide.
Yeah, and I mean to say like it's edited, like I had to, timestamp clips just to do this, and it's like it's a long. You guys are going back and forth for a long time, so you do have to cut certain parts, but like I was looking for things that would have made Donnell look good, and I couldn't find them. So
no, they put in the jokes he said about me. He said I shop at Victoria's Secrets for my tank tops or some shit. But that was creative and mean.
But yeah, very fun. Like I will say, I think there are some elements of Donnell joking in there, which makes it even weirder, honestly, that he's sticking to the fact that like it's doctored footage in some way, because you watch the whole clip and there's nothing edited about it at all. They move on to the next comic. Like you see it all happen in real time.
Yeah, poor guy. He walked off during his set or like the very beginning of his set.
Yeah. Yeah, he never got to find out what Donnell thought of his set, unfortunately. What drunken rambling he would have had.
I want to know too.
So Aloe Mean, where can people find you, my friend?
Instagram. That's like the place you found me.
Aloe Mean, which as David Collins pointed out, there are not a lot of Aloe Means on Instagram, so it's easy to find.
Nope. I snatched that up quick. I was worried.
Anywhere else you performing anywhere? Mostly in Iowa still, or have you ventured out?
Around the Midwest. So yeah, the neighboring states so far. But I'm trying to get out there. I'm at my 5-year point, so I'm trying to start reaching out and spreading out and getting on the road. That's my next.
Oh, nice, awesome. And you had Sam Talent on, right, David? I think David sent me that as well.
Yeah, he was on. I used to do a podcast, Aloe Mean's Green Room, but I stopped doing it. All right. Well, yeah, my last episode was with Sam Talent. It was pretty dope. He was cool enough to stick around for that after a show I did with him.
Well, go check it out and subscribe to Aloe Mean's YouTube channel and all that too. If you ever bring any podcasts back or anything. Aloe Mean, thanks so much for hopping on, man. I appreciate your time.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, man.
All right, buddy.
Peace.
See ya. That was fun.
That was great.
Just to laugh at Donnell like that. I didn't know. I've never spoken to him, obviously, so I didn't know what his mentality would be years later. And it's funny that he just looks at it like, still, like, why is this guy so angry at me?
If he said he's at his 5-year mark, so he was a year into comedy when this happened.
Oh, good point. Yeah, I should have said that to him. That's ballsy of him to go after Donnell a year into comedy.
Well, that's funnier. That's even funnier that Donnell can't get past
it. Couldn't muster a comeback. Yeah.
Very funny.
Very, very weird, but yeah, he's rattled. It's fun. It was so funny also to hear him be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to go on Kill Tony," and Joe's like, "We're down the street. Like, let's go on Monday. What do you say?"
I will walk you there right now.
All right. Thank you to Aloe Mean. Make sure you go follow him. And follow us as well. Everywhere you get podcasts, go to blindmike.net. Find all of our links. And like I said, we are live this week if you want to throw super chats our way. We won't be live next week, but I think it'll be worth it. I hope. We'll see.
Oh my god. It will be regardless. It will be, I think.
It'll be a story, no matter what happens, I guess.
That's true.
All right, let's get into Dat Phan before a nice treat we have to end on this week. But I want to talk about Dat Phan first because he keeps teasing this podcast and dangling it over our heads.
Yes, he does.
This is the oddest way to roll out a podcast.
We're just keep releasing tests.
So I think I can speak on this with great accuracy because I am the audience for this podcast. I don't mean I'm a sample size. I mean, I'm the one guy in America seeking this podcast out actively. So it's a bizarre move to me to post tests on TikTok and not have a page of any kind. He doesn't have a YouTube channel that I can find. There's no page on Apple or Spotify that I can find. There's not a name for it, at least that I can discern. It might be called Dat Phan and Friends, but that's also the name of a Zoom show, so I don't know. It's incredibly difficult to find, but he has the equipment. I've never seen that teased before in podcast history, where a guy is just like, I've got microphones, so get excited.
I can't find a co-host, so I'm just gonna have my wife do it.
Well, which is always a great formula. There's never, no podcast has ever gone wrong when it's like, just have the person closest to me as far as proximity get on and co-host with me.
Yeah. But here's the first clip here.
Okay.
Hey, this is Dat Phan.
And this is Katie.
That's my wife, and she's white.
That is accurate.
Jesus Christ.
One of my
boy, I wonder what the podcast is going to be about. Hey, isn't it crazy? Like, I'm Korean or Vietnamese or whatever he is, and you're not.
Like
that might have been interesting in 1968.
I like how even she was already sick of it. She's like, yep.
Are you going to do the mother's voice again, Dad?
When his mom dies, she'll never actually die.
Well, that's the nice thing is Dat Phan has found a way to remember her and keep her spirit alive. You know,
That's right.
And it's under review, and then I realized the joke content I said on there is very racy.
Not racy.
So
Racy means woo woo.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever it is,
Dat Phan showing his penis on Instagram.
She's like, enough, Dad.
It's
Come on.
very racy material.
His first joke's gonna be like, I don't even.
Is he Stavros Halkias putting tasteful nudes up?
Yeah.
This podcast is too hot for Instagram.
By the way, this TikTok video of this is just a picture of his wife holding a microphone.
Yeah.
Looking scared, and that's it.
Oh, well, in these times, you're not supposed to. They say the best formula is to not film the podcast. It's just put up an image on YouTube because it's, 2012 still.
Yeah, and have it vertical too.
Yeah, that's smart.
Ever submit something and then you feel like you might be in trouble by Instagram?
Go back a little because I want to hear how he just ham-handedly brings up this Instagram thing out of nowhere.
Well, whatever it is, it's you ever submit something and then you feel like you might be in trouble?
More than 1 second try.
Oh, I went back 10, I think. Let's see. I'll just go back here.
Under review, and then I realized the joke content I said on there is very racy.
Not racy.
So,
racy means woo woo.
Okay. Well, whatever it is, it's you ever submit something and then you feel like you might be in trouble by Instagram?
You're in trouble.
So please say good things about me.
Instagram sent me to my room.
Put me in timeout.
Instagram took PlayStation away from me.
I'm so mad at Instagram.
I feel like I might be in trouble with Instagram. The video would either get blocked or it doesn't. Like, what do you think?
Like, go to Instagram and ask everyone tweet at Instagram and tag us in it. Be like, do you guys know who Dat Phan is?
Tweet at Instagram. That's a good idea. You can tell this is a hip show.
Yeah. Or sorry, X at Instagram.
No,
right?
I mean, okay, well, whatever. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Telling me they say I need to come down to their office.
Also, Katie and I are watching Mothman Prophecies right now.
It's a good movie. I like it.
My wife and I'd like to get creeped out right before we go to bed.
Quadruple belly flop.
That's it.
They have the chemistry of people on a city bus. do you like movies? I posted something on Instagram the other day. Nice.
Sick.
Cool. This is the podcast teaser. Now, they're putting it on social media as if to say, like, get hyped for the podcast, I guess.
Yeah, you guys want to hear us bring up Mothman prophecies and then not talk about it at all? Click here.
It's very exciting.
It's a good movie, actually.
But there's yet another. This makes, I think, in total, in the last couple of weeks, 4 clips teasing this podcast that hasn't come out yet.
That'd actually be kind of funny if he had the commitment to just keep doing that forever.
Just to fuck with me, because I'm the only person that cares about this.
We'll be the only 2 listening.
It is great if he's fucking with me, just to keep teasing a podcast.
We got him again.
Look at Babe. He's playing it on his show like an idiot. He thinks I'm actually going to release a podcast. I haven't even set up a YouTube channel. Where am I going to release it?
I bought a Rodecaster. I don't need it.
It's diabolical.
Spent all this money just to get that blind idiot.
He starts playing a video of me to his wife where he's like, he really thinks I've been promoting this for 3 months.
Yeah.
It ruins both of our lives. He doesn't have anything he's actually promoting, and I'm just doing a show about a podcast that doesn't exist.
How do I fool this blind man one more time?
Yeah, true symbiotic relationship we're developing.
Staring at your TikTok like, release it. But this is the second clip, and it just says podcast coming soon! ! ! ! ! ! ! !
Yeah, this is the exciting one. By the way, another great promotion. Soon. We don't know when. That could be tomorrow. That could be 6 months from now. Who knows what soon means? It's in the eye of the beholder.
Not even like it says, like, Game of Thrones knows it's coming out in the summer of like 26 or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he can decide when soon is.
It could be 10 minutes from now.
He holds all the power. Yet he can't just give us a month even.
I think
coming in July.
I have a feeling that they've recorded like 4 or 5 episodes and he's like, this sucks. I cannot release this yet.
See, I don't know if he has that in our experience with Dat Phan. I don't know if he has that filter of this sucks. As you can tell by his posts, he thinks everything he does is worth posting. Like him and his wife just being like, hey, we bought a microphone. And the wife being like, yeah, we did. TikTok.
Yeah, I'm not a broadcaster. I was an accountant and now here I am like stuck.
It feels like when we're TikTok, we'd be like, are you sure you meant to post this? Our algorithm's pretty good now. We can tell this is a mistake, right? You didn't mean to put this up.
Let's see here.
And shout out to Allison Dubois and Joe Dubois. We're watching Medium again right now, like we do nightly.
Who gives a fuck? Stop telling us what you're watching.
He hasn't watched anything made within the last like 5 years either.
We just got to NCIS.
Season 1, by the way.
Just watching CBS dramas.
Tune in Tuesdays on Patreon for Quincy. Please.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. That's a good point.
But we're doing it in fun.
Yeah, no, it's ironic that we're watching it.
He's like, I cannot wait to see what happens next week.
Maybe Malik.
So look, this is the order we usually do it. We watch 1 episode of Gilmore Girls, and then 1 episode of Highway to Heaven, and then
why is that funny?
4 episodes of Medium.
Why is he like, I can't contain myself. We watch shows at night.
He's also like, I don't do anything. I just watch television.
If you can believe, Dat Phan and his wife are just like a regular couple. They watch TV at night. Who would have thought?
Who would have thunk it?
Now, you might think Dat Phan, a comedian, that's a time he should be working, is at night. But nope, seems like the schedule is wide open. Probably that nasty pandemic. I don't think anyone's really gone back outside yet.
Yeah.
That's probably the issue.
That's why I drive to gigs.
To Heaven. and then we watch several episodes of Medium before we go to bed.
Because we're really good people.
Hey, this is Dat Phan.
Hello.
Is it repeating or
No. I think this is the way he cut it.
okay?
I think this is what this is supposed to be, where it's like, hey, you see us just naturally bantering, which he's kind of ripping off from me and Carl, but yeah, that's fine.
No
He's
one's
just naturally bantering with his wife, and now he interjects and says, guys, if you want more of that, buckle up.
But I want to talk about his wife saying we watch Medium because we're good people. What the fuck does that mean?
I think they're so boring that they think like watching TV is naughty. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's an ironic, like, oh, because we're really good people. We're just watching. Like, isn't that so crazy that we watch television?
I think in some Asian cultures it might be naughty to watch TV.
Well, she's white, as we heard.
Oh, so that's why his mom doesn't like her.
I don't know that controversy.
I'm making something up. That's more interesting than this, I guess.
Because we're really good people.
Hey, this is Dat Phan,
And this is Katie.
and this is our first test that we're doing on podcast recording through our Rodecaster.
Woot woot.
It's always important to note the technology you're using. That's the big thing is, you know, like all the podcasts I listen to, they announce what kind of microphone they're using, how they're recording it, what they use, the software that they use to edit it. That's a big thing on the podcasts that I like.
Well, I just want to take the time to tell everyone I'm using an OC White company boom arm with the Shure SM7B. But here's the kicker.
Yeah.
I also am using a Rodecaster.
Can we, I know we're live. Is there a way to put this at the front of the podcast so people aren't confused?
Yeah, I'll make sure I put that in on the audio
Good.
version. On the audio version.
Yeah,
I'll put
thank
that
you. Because I don't want people to be like, how are they recording this? What are they, gods? How is this sound penetrating my ears?
Special thanks to my wife for helping me figure it out. And I'm very excited about this because I'm about to put this with a photo or something or poster, and then to celebrate that we're going to begin recording our podcast soon with some guests.
Yeah.
Why is that exciting?
He must not know how to sync up the audio and the video, is my guess right now.
I'm very excited. Yeah, why can't they just record themselves? But he's like, I'm very excited to put this with a photo. Like, do you think Katie looks over his shoulder and she's like, oh, he's doing it. He's doing it. He's adding the audio and photo together to make a post.
I'm so proud of my boy.
Finally, he's doing something. Rather than pretending he's an actor/comedian. Now he can pretend he's a podcaster.
Because he was on Hawaii 5-0, right? Was that what the show was?
Oh, he was on Hawaii 5-0. He was on a bunch of shows I've never heard of in my life as Asian guy number 2.
That's right. He's probably in
Oh,
Pineapple
you know what he was
Express
on? I think he was on a few episodes of what's the Adam Brody show? I watched a little bit of it. It was about like cryptocurrency. I can't think of the name.
No clue. I'll look that up.
But yeah, he was in a few. I think he was actually in a few episodes of that.
It's good talk. Good talk.
I'm very good at talking.
Oh boy.
Oh, this podcast is gonna be rocking.
Oh boy.
That's always what you want, where the joke is that one of the co-hosts can't fucking speak.
I'm good at talking.
I guess we kind of have that dynamic, but
I can talk. Hey, when you crash and leave and I'm by myself, I'm spending most of my time trying to figure out why you're gone.
it's
Not
gonna be
speaking.
a fun storyline.
Yeah.
Jeez, is that the end of that horrific promotion?
That was the end of that.
That's a promo. Like, it made me not even. There's a promotion for the next podcast we're about to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to mock it, and then I realized at least it's a promotion for the show. Whereas Dat Phan was like, TikTok, guess what? I bought a Rodecaster. Now, most of you don't know what that means, because why would you give a fuck? You don't record a podcast. You just listen to them.
All right.
So I'm excited for it, but it would be great if that's the whole story. Is he and I going back and forth, him uploading TikToks, promoting a podcast, and me like, it's coming, guys.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
We have one super chat here.
Don't say it like that.
Well, I don't know if everyone knows we're like actually. It's Box Eating Dad for $2. It says,
Oh, that was sad. Don't even read it.
he says, do the joke is Stiglione voice.
That's sad. That's what our super chats have come to.
I'll just play the drop.
Do you believe it?
Hey, but message to Brendan Schaub and Donnell Rawlings. Like, listen, no one's watching this fucking show apparently, but we can admit that.
See how he did that?
Yeah, it's all it takes.
I don't know. Ridiculous.
We do have another soundboard, yes?
We sure do.
Why don't we hear a little bit of it?
Hey, it's Boogie.
Hello, Boogie. It's funny you should join us because we're actually going to be talking about you.
I knew the dynamic was trust.
That's right, baby. Now you're part of the inner circle, so I'm glad you could be here with us. So the Warthog
is unbelievable at sleuthing, by the way.
Oh, he's great. That's how he got the name the Warthog. Also, his ferocity. He's like a truffle pig finding women to take advantage of out on the prowl. But other than that, but aside from that, I was just thinking of the story I told about him on Lauren Compton's podcast.
Yes, that was very funny.
The man's a watcher.
You just saw his face light up.
Just looking up, baseball uniforms.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Warthog messages me. It says there's only one episode of this, but you might want to take a look at it. And then I started clipping it. I started sending timestamps to Craig, and I realized what was happening was I wasn't cutting anything out. I was timestamping, 0 seconds to 51 seconds as one clip, then 52 seconds to 1:19, then 1:20 to 2.5 minutes. I realized that there was nothing I was cutting out. So we might as well just listen and see how far we get. We do this from time to time here on the program, where we test you and see if you can last as long as we do on some of these shows. So I don't think we'll get through the whole thing today. But you think we might?
I've listened to 4 seconds of it, and judging by that 4 seconds, we might. This might be addicting.
All right, we'll see. So this is Storytime with Boogie. And what I've noticed is Boogie has we've learned some things about Boogie. First of all, as you might notice in the title of this video, the spelling, we didn't realize this the first time we talked about him. BOO, capital G, exclamation point, E. I don't know if that's the best branding.
So I noticed that, but I didn't. It's just like, all right, whatever.
Why? That's an exhausting way to be.
That's what I'm saying.
Why? And the exclamation point is not really even what bothers me. It's the capital G. It's one word.
I didn't even realize that. Oh yeah, if you look at the description of the show, it's typed out like that every way.
Yeah, I don't understand why. Why would the G be capitalized?
Because he's a G, dude.
I hope that's not why.
Can you think of any other?
Very well might be. Yeah, very well might be.
You think of a different reason.
So, Storytime with Boogie is a podcast that's presented in a way like, hey, gang, yet another in a long line of episodes of this thing that I'm doing. But it's the only episode. And there are posts on his Instagram where it's like, hey, it's another version of his politics show where he's talking about Black Lives Matter. But that seems to be a one-off. I mean, even when he interviewed Dan Schneider, he started with...
Hey, it's Boogie.
As if we should all know who that is.
Let's talk about the massages.
Can I say something, by the way, about that Dan Schneider interview?
Yeah. Yep.
I was wrong.
Yes.
So this is, but actually it kind of proves our point about the interview. Boogie was the worst man to have interview you if you're innocent.
Right.
Because it makes you seem so much more guilty. I finally watched all 4 parts, is it, of Quiet on Set?
Yeah, at that time I had watched almost all of the first 2. I had a few minutes left in the second.
What we heard for years was that Dan Schneider was a pedophile. I mean, that's not even an accusation. And I know we said that. I think we did say that, to be fair, when we talked about the Dan Schneider interview. But, like, the dark parts of that documentary are entirely about Brian Peck and the other guy.
Right.
I forget his name.
The Disney guy? The Disney guy, right?
Brian Peck is the guy that went to Disney, I think.
Yeah.
But Dan Schneider, though, just like, he was kind of mean. It's like, oh, okay.
He may have enjoyed feet a little too much. That was about it.
I mean, he's probably a weird guy, for sure. Yeah. Like, to have kids do, like, what Ariana Grande was doing, that's definitely weird. But to lump him in the same boat as child molesters seems a little harsh, I thought.
Yeah.
But, and even, the weird thing was, like, even Drake Bell was like, you know who was great to me through all of this? Dan Schneider.
Right. Exactly.
I was getting every hole filled, but one guy I could rely on, Danny S. So our apologies to Dan Schneider, but that's how bad Boogie was at interviewing, is that it made him seem guilty of something.
So guilty.
So we enjoyed Boogie's interviewing style. Let's now see his skills as a podcaster, because he has an ability to just tell a story. He's solo, which is very difficult. We've learned that from Chris D'Elia. That's a tough thing to do, is just talk by yourself on a microphone. But Boogie, he captures the imagination.
Straight up, no cap, no gas, dead ass.
As I mentioned, we've cut nothing out. That's just how it starts.
Now, the only way I can play this, by the way, is through Apple Podcasts, because that's the only place that it's working.
Yeah, and that's being recorded on a Roadcaster, folks. If you were
It's
wondering.
being recorded on a Roadcaster. So I just want to say the precise rewinds may be difficult, just as a heads up.
Okay.
At the 15-second button.
Just telling you the facts here. I'm trying to tell you a story. I'm a different kind of storyteller. I want you to taste it, to smell it. I need you to feel the energy, the magnitude of that moment. I'm an artist.
What? I'm tasting horse shit all of a sudden. What? Yeah.
This doesn't seem like the same guy.
Oh, why is that?
I don't recognize this guy.
I'm a different kind of storyteller. He's very confident. You can't knock his confidence.
No, it sounds young and hip when you refer to yourself as like a cool cat.
Well, that's the crazy thing, is like, his stories are from 2001. He's got to be in his mid-40s at least.
Oh, he's in his 50s. I'm willing to bet.
Yeah, it's hard to look up because of the spelling of his name, but
I paint pictures with my words. I'm a hell of an artist. You're gonna see it. I'm gonna tell you some things that are gonna be hard to believe, but remember, straight up, no cap, no gas, dead ass.
Wait, he's saying that again?
Saying that again, and there's reverb, and it's annoying.
Why would you say that twice in the first 9 seconds of your podcast?
Because they're like, I'm not that Nickelodeon guy anymore. I'm going to say ass.
But he never was the Nickelodeon guy. No one's turning this on because the guy that sells bananas on iCarly is doing a podcast.
And that was Dan Schneider, so I guess he's not that great. Remember?
It's true.
It's story time, y'all. Ow!
This is literally the only part I had cut out, was the silence for 7 seconds.
They go 7 seconds.
Family, what's happening? It's another edition of story time. Let's go.
There's not another one that exists.
There's not another episode. This was recorded 3 years ago. So like, technology to make a podcast sound okay exists.
For the life of me, I couldn't find another episode. I don't know if he deleted all the others, or if this is a tactic to be like, to reel us in, like, oh, we must have missed something. We gotta we got to make sure we stay tuned for all these episodes. It's maybe a marketing scheme, or this is the only one he wasn't embarrassed of. Those are the only options that I can figure out.
Right.
So there's one time in Hollywood. I had just gotten to Hollywood the fall of 2001. Now,
He's like, I'm a big Hollywood star. Like,
he is. He's a member of Hollywood.
yeah.
I just got into Hollywood.
I wish he started this with, hey, it's Boogie. So bad.
coming from Ohio, you know, I had met a bunch of people that had really done exceptional things in Ohio and had also moved to Los Angeles. Well, there was one person in particular that I had become good friends with in Ohio, but he and I never had each other's numbers. So
sounds like you guys were great friends.
we're real big time friends there, Mikey.
Oh, you know, my best friend in the world. Does anyone have his number? Because I can't seem to find him.
in LA,
We were really good friends. I just never thought to find his phone number or get in contact with him in any way.
Does music play the entire time?
Yes.
That's exhausting.
Well, that's how you know it's interesting.
Oh.
It's when you have to think of ways to keep people's attention, that's how you know it's a good story.
Right.
Let me tell you what I mean. So I had my boy Samaki Walker. You guys know Samaki Walker, NBA legend.
Sure, NBA legend. Yeah, we all remember Samaki Walker.
NBA legend.
NBA legend, yes.
Now, do you know who that is?
I had to look him up.
Because I don't know. If you want to tell me, that'd be nice.
He played for the Lakers in 01. So I think he won like a couple rings.
Oh, I think that's what you know what? I think of Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, Robert Horry, Samaki Walker,
Rick Fox, Derek Fisher.
The Los Angeles Lakers, right? So Samaki and I, that summer before I moved, me and Samaki had been running.
Say Samaki
I
again.
had been throwing a bunch of parties. Samaki was he was on his off season, and he was from Columbus. So whenever he would come home, he would always come to my events. So you can't miss him. This dude is like towering over everybody. So me and him had become cool. He would always go back to the club. I would go with him.
Me and him have become cool.
Cool.
That's how you can tell two friends. When one is talking about how much the other one likes them, you know?
Yeah.
We would kick it, laugh, giggle, bring people, throw a little after set. So I remember when I was leaving for LA, the mission was not to tell anybody. Now that's key to being an only child is you don't speak on it. You just kind of keep it moving. So I had moved out to LA, and I remember the thing was trying to figure out not only where to go, but where you can get into. And it was this place called Dublin's. Now this is at a time where I'm heavy on my stand-up comedy. Any place
Oh,
I can
God.
get-
Yeah, so that was a big reveal to me. I didn't know he was a stand-up comic.
Is there footage?
We might have to find it. Not that's readily available.
I mean, he's got to have something out there.
Well, you're going to hear what a great stand-up he is because he's trying to get into Dublin's, as you've heard. And, you know, listen, Boogie is a pretty big deal at the time. He just moved to Hollywood. Hollywood called and said, we need a stand-up. Do you know anyone? Dear Ohio.
I have a friend named Samaki. You ever heard of him?
Yeah, that was his in Hollywood, is that he knew Samaki Walker.
He had to have been the 12th man off the bench, right?
According to Boogie, he's the starting power forward. I think he mentions that.
Was he?
Which is possible. Yeah. I think when Shaq is your center, you know,
The 4 is useless.
I think you're probably all right. Yeah.
Jokes, I'm with it, right? Funny. I believe that. I knew that. So they were telling me that there was this comedy night that they did at a place called Dublin's on Sunset Boulevard, hosted by a dude named Jay Davis. So me and a couple of my boys,
I know Jay Davis.
Tree and TP, we decided we were gonna go to Dublin's. Now Tree and TP had moved to Los Angeles as well from Columbus. These were my boys, my guys, my roommates at the time. So we
Wasn't the way he's trying to make everything sound interesting? Where it's like he really, like him and his friends just went to a bar called Dublin's. He's like, we were trying to roll out to Dublin's, and these are my boys, my guys, my roommates. Like, yeah, no, this is a pretty average night. It sounds like you and your friends went to a bar.
I need to hear Boogie like in the wild. Like, what's he like when the cameras aren't on?
Well, he's trying to make every syllable. He's telling you exactly what he's like. It's with such passion and gusto. I mean, we were walking, and I stepped with my right foot, and then my left, and then back to the right. As we walked in, we penetrated the doors of Dublin's. Yeah, you just walked into a bar. Okay, we got it, Boogie.
Guy there, his name was Nick. Nick was mad cool. He knew we had
Mad
just got
cool.
there from Columbus, Ohio.
Nick, if we know one thing about Nick, it's that he is mad cool. This is a child's book report when you're just adding as many adjectives as you can about everything.
Yeah.
Nick was a man with a lot of traits. Too many to name, in fact. But here, I'll try. He was a handsome man. He was mad cool. So now we're on our way to Dublin's. Dublin's is on 8th Avenue. And from my house, that's about 3.8 miles. Now, if you remember, GPS at the time was not as good. So we actually had to figure out our way. We used MapQuest and printed out directions to get to Dublin's. And it told us that this would take about an hour and 10 minutes walking, or it would be about a 15-minute drive. So we contemplated. Me and my roommates, my guys, my dogs.
John Ryan in the chat is telling me that Boogie is 42 years old.
That's actually younger than I would have thought.
Way younger.
Based on this, he's currently 42?
Yeah.
And he was getting into a bar in 2001?
Bobby K. Bowman.
That can't be right.
That can't be right. Look it up, John Ryan.
I mean, unless he snuck his way in, which maybe means hijinks are about to ensue.
Well, maybe that's why Nick was mad cool.
Oh, Nick was mad cool. It's all the children into Dublin's.
I'm being called anti-intro, by the way, by Hackride because we cut.
Yeah, why did you do that?
Oh, you cut that out, motherfucker.
Huh? I said as we were watching it, I was like, boy, this is odd. I thought it was much longer. I'd like to let it, resonate with people.
Hackride doesn't get sarcasm either, so he's just gonna like burn.
No sarcasm here, friend.
It's funny.
Hackride, I thought it was odd he didn't play the whole thing too. I don't know why he did that. It was strange.
I must have misheard you.
I didn't say anything about it.
Let's get back.
I said, let's get down to business. I said, I'm ready for 9 minutes of intro. Let's start this thing.
It was close to 9.
Because he saw our ID, so he was mad cool with us, right? Anytime
Again? I didn't rewind this.
Oh, my mission was...
Hold on, can you go back a little? I want to hear just how cool Nick is.
Oh, I went back 30 seconds. I hope that was...
Oh, God. We'll never finish.
My boys, 2 boys, they actually Tree and TP. We decided we were gonna go to Dublin's. Now Tree and TP had moved to Los Angeles as well from Columbus. These were my boys, my guys, my roommates at the time. So we embarked on Dublin's. And I remember the door guy there, his name was Nick. Nick was mad cool. He knew we had just gotten there from Columbus, from Ohio rather, because he saw our ID, so he was mad cool with us, right? Anytime we go, he would let us in. Well, my mission...
Hold on. He's glossing over something. Should Nick not have let them in?
Well, he was mad cool.
Are they just handing him an ID that says they're 19 years old?
It's like Benchwarmers. I am 12.
Here you go. All right. Well, I'm mad cool. My name's Nick, by the way, and please enter. We always do this for a group of men with no women.
I just feel like Boogie's in a suit that looks like like the draft day suits from the early 2000s, the NBA with parachutes.
I've not been to a lot of bars in I've not been to any bars in Los Angeles, I should say. But my knowledge of them, my limited knowledge would be they want as many men as they can pack in there. They're like, so I think Dublin's is known as the sausage party of Los Angeles. They're like, just get as many cocks as we can in here. 19? Who gives a fuck? Let them in.
How can is there a bucket, a hat, or something? Where can I put my name in to get up here and tell some jokes? And I knew this dude
some jokes.
This was the host. This was his thing. Now, the only thing I had with Jay Davis was, to me, this dude was not funny. I mean, you
Hold on. It's hard to dispute that because if you know who Jay Davis is, you may not. He's most known for the project Torgasm, a Dane Cook vehicle.
It's a great program, actually.
Where Jay Davis is like the punching bag of the group.
Mm-hmm.
And like he is the not funny one. That's his whole role on that thing.
Yeah.
So he's the guy that Dane Cook was like, can you believe how unfunny this guy is?
Mm-hmm.
So that does give you a little, so to be fair to Boogie, that gives you a little insight into Jay Davis. Now, Boogie is evidently a 19-year-old at the time, looking at this guy saying, fuck you, you're not funny, let me on stage, which is pretty ballsy. I like that.
Torgasm we should look into that. It's a great program.
Oh, definitely worth a bonus episode, probably.
Yeah. Gary Goldman, Bobby Kelly.
The problem with that is, can we, we'll figure it out. Yes, we will do that at some point.
When somebody was on stage, Jay Davis was the full forest. It was crickets, right? But you gotta give him props because, hey, he knew enough people to have them come to this event. Even if he wasn't funny, he had folks coming to his event. So I remember at this time, everybody was geeked about this new comedian, up-and-coming comedian named Dane Cook. Crazy thing is, years after that, Dane and I ended up...
Is he about to have like a run-in with Dane Cook?
I hope so.
So I say, get this unfunny motherfucker off the stage.
His hair's too tall.
It's Boogie's time to shine.
People to have them come to this event. Even if he wasn't funny, he had folks coming to his event. So I remember at this time, everybody was geeked about this new comedian, up-and-coming comedian named Dane Cook. Crazy thing is, a couple years after that, Dane and I ended up having the same management, New Wave Entertainment, Barry Katz. Shout out to Barry Katz and Brian Volquist. So
this came out, I just want everyone to remember, this came out 3 years ago.
Yeah. How does seeing Dane Cook from a distance in 2001 and then later being under the same management company, that's not a crazy coincidence.
Nope. And it just shows how one's career went and the other's didn't.
Yeah. You don't think Boogie was ever playing Madison Square Garden?
They're like, ooh, we got this guy who sells out Madison Square Garden and this other guy who's on iCarly.
Well, he's relatively young. He still has a chance, Boogie, I think.
Yeah. Louis Black got started in his 40s.
Louis Black, Louis C.K., Bill Burr. A lot of these guys didn't really pop until their 40s, you know?
That's right.
Rodney was in his 50s, I think.
That's right.
Yeah.
Watching Dane, not as much as what Dane was doing on the stage, but how everybody was reacting to him. I mean, this guy was a hit, but I had never heard of this dude in my life. So I remember I'm just sitting there watching this show.
I wish this had video.
Like I just love his reaction to things. He's saying things so uninteresting.
Yeah. Like,
that's not abnormal to not have heard of Dane Cook in 2001. Most people hadn't yet.
Right.
And he's acting like, what's happening?
I've never heard of him in my life.
Why is a man I've never heard of at Dublin's? Because I'll tell you why, Boogie, because Nick is mad cool. He lets any no name in there.
And in my mind, I'm going, I need to be able to get up on this stage. Not on some, like, I'm funnier than this dude or no shit like that. Just, you know what I mean? When you're the new guy, you're anxious to make your mark. So I remember just kind of sitting there like, okay, at some point I need to figure out how I can get on this stage. So when the comedy show is over, it was an early show. When the comedy show is over, everybody goes from the upstairs of this place.
Hold on. That's a great way to get on. That's a perfect tactic, actually. How do I get on stage? Wait till the comedy show is over. They'll just let you up there.
They put tables there for people to eat after.
Wait till the room has been evacuated. How do I get on this stage? So I wait till the show is over.
Now, most people vacated the premises. It was on a Monday night. Now, there was a party going on across town that was just called Joseph's. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that another.
The party was called Joseph's?
I'm getting into Joseph.
He's going to talk about that at a different podcast, Mike. Don't get hung up on it.
Well, I worry, since this was 3 years ago, I worry we might not hear about Joseph's.
It's the most anticipated second episode of anything.
I remember in college when we would go to a party called Connor's. It was just a Connor's house, but that's what the party was called. Was the bar called Joseph? I don't know. The party was called Joseph's. I don't know. What that means.
They got one of those wood signs made at like a carnival that just said Joseph's, and they hung it up on his dorm door.
Maybe I'm not hip enough. Maybe it's a Hollywood, like that's an industry term. Like this party is called some guy's name.
The way I heard what Joseph's was, I knew we wasn't getting in there, right? So
Nick is not working at Joseph's, unfortunately.
This guy's mad lame, actually, at Joseph's.
The bad news is Joseph's does not have a Nick.
We could get into Dublin's, we wasn't leaving. So we just in here hoping that, everybody don't leave. Some of these girls stick around because we ain't going nowhere. And at the time, we lived all the way in Woodland Hills. So that's like a good 30, 40-minute drive on the 101. So the music...
Not that crazy.
Music upstairs.
45 minutes to go anywhere? Not bad.
I mean, especially in L.A.
Right. It's probably 3 miles.
My house into the seaport area of Boston, that's probably half an hour. Like, it's not... I've never once come on this show like, guys, you have to hear about the journey I took to Laugh Boston last night.
No traffic. It's probably like 15 minutes.
well, I suppose, but that takes away from my point. So let's recap here. This is called Storytime with Boogie.
He's got so many stories already.
Well, I would call that into question.
Oh.
So far, we've heard he grew up in the same state as Samaki Walker.
You're right.
And he saw Dane Cook from a distance at a bar.
Who was killing.
And Jay Davis isn't funny.
Not funny at all.
I don't know if that qualifies as a story yet. These are kind of just facts, I guess, more.
Sounds like a story to me.
Okay, well, let's continue. Let's hear about Joseph's.
So we just in here hoping that, everybody don't leave. Some of these girls stick around because we ain't going nowhere. And at the time, we lived all the way in Woodland Hills. So that's like a good 30, 40-minute drive on the 101. So the music, they start playing music upstairs. It was this dude.
Why does he hit that pitch?
The 101.
It's a 35, 40-minute drive on the 101.
This feels like, is this Jaleel White post Urkel? It feels like a man in disguise, like on the run.
I think his name was Crash, was the DJ. So he's playing music upstairs. People start migrating downstairs. I hear him playing that Aaliyah's Rock the Boat from downstairs. Did I get you low? Did I get it high? And I'm like, oh, that's the John. So now I go back upstairs so I can hit the dance floor. Now when I go upstairs, I see one lone person on the dance floor.
Wait, is he still at Dublin's? Or is he at Joseph's?
Could be at Connor's at this point. I have no idea.
I think it's at Dublin's. This is the worst story I've ever heard in my life.
It sounds like he's still at Dublin's in an empty upstairs room.
I don't blame you folks at home. I don't blame you if you stopped watching, but if you're like me, you got to see where this goes. Like I'm entranced by it. We may do nothing on this podcast until we find out what happens at Dublin's or Joseph's or wherever we are.
God, if this ends on a cliffhanger, I'm going to be like,
so yeah. So here's the big. We already talked about how he saw Dane Cook from far away, but imagine this: a man is in a bar. And he has been to both their upstairs and downstairs in the course of a night. That's a journey. Never mind. I'm not even going to mention the 30 minutes he traveled from fucking Westwood or whatever he said.
What?
Tall dude, he got a fishing hat pulled down real far. So in my mind, I'm like, right, this dude know what it is. That's that Aaliyah. I don't care either. So I went on the dance floor, and nobody I rolled up to him and started.
I like his impression of Will Smith from The Fresh Prince. It's endearing.
Have you ever seen the show Letterkenny?
I've not.
Oh, there's a character named Shorzy on the show, and that's exactly what he sounds like.
I'll have to look into it.
He says something, he's like, for what? Like, that's the voice he's doing.
Guys in the comments, let us know if that's spot on.
I think it's spot on.
All right.
My distance, he was over there, I was over here, and I kind of bounced and I looked up, and he just so happened to look up at the same time, and I'm like, Mock? That's what we call Samaki. I'm like, Mock?
I was able to deduce that, Boogie. I figured, I gotta say, I'm not a particularly bright guy. I figured there was a reason you introduced Samaki Walker into the story. So when you shortened his name to Mock, I was able to put it together. Or you could save yourself a second and just pretend you said Samaki. So then we all know who it is.
That's right.
You don't have to be like, I'm so close to him. You know, we grew up in the same state that I was able to call him a one-syllable name.
He's actually furious at his parents for naming him that.
I like the idea that just like they're both from Ohio. You know, so like if I ever run into Jay Leno, I'm like, Jay, my man. Boston Brothers.
Oh! Gave him the bro hug. I'm like, fam, what you doing here? He's like, what you doing here? I'm like, man, I just moved here. He's like, you just moved to Hollywood? I'm like, just moved to LA. Yeah, what you doing here?
You just moved to Hollywood?
Oh my God.
Imagine that conversation. If you say to someone, hey, what are you doing here? I just moved here. You moved here to Hollywood? Tinseltown? La La Land?
Why?
Yeah, no, I just told you that I did.
Moved here too. I'm the new starting power forward for the Los Angeles Lakers. Well, damn.
My God.
It's me, bro.
Pish posh, dude.
I'm sure he said that. I just moved here. I'm the new starting power forward for your Los Angeles Lakers. That's a very natural conversation.
Hacker with a great point. Why wouldn't Samaki, if his name was short, and just go by Sam?
No, it's Mock.
It's Mock.
Yeah, Samaki Walker, when he sees Boogie, is like, you may know me from, and then he introduces, he's like, Derek Fisher. He gives all their jersey numbers.
Number 2. Derek Fisher.
I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. I'm like, good shit. At that point,
Oh
me
my
and Mark,
God, this is annoying.
never had this dude's number before.
Come back. We got to hear that again.
Oh my God.
He should do, I don't know why he hasn't done like cartoon voices.
I wish I had a Shorzy soundboard just so I could show you how similar they sound.
Well, that's too bad.
You know?
That's
Good shit. He's good friends with Samaki Walker. Had no idea he just signed with the Lakers.
I think he just told the story of how they first met.
I gotta tell you, no, because they're from. That's
right.
not true. They knew each other. They were like, "What are you doing here?"
I'm just trying to make sense.
He went to all of his parties in Ohio. Remember?
That's right. That's stupid.
You know, of all my friends that ended up playing for the Lakers, or just in the NBA in general,
right?
I'll go that wide with it. I'm aware of every single one that has made it to rising as starting power forward of the Lakers. I'm generally aware when one of my friends is doing that. It's weird that Boogie didn't know that about his good buddy.
Let's say this would be like if young Jamie left Joe Rogan and I started producing for it, and you were a guest on the show, and you're like, "What are you doing here? How would you not know?"
As I live and breathe, Ironhead.
I think that's the equivalent to the Lakers would be.
Yeah,
Rogan.
that is actually true. Like that would be massive news in my circle of friends. If Joe Rogan starts saying, "Pull that up, Ironhead."
He looked up and was like, Boog? I'm like, yo!
Oh.
Gave him the bro hug. I'm like, fam, what you doing here? He's like, what you doing here? I'm like, man, I just moved here. He's like, you just moved
I asked you first.
I'm like, yeah, what you doing here? He's like, man, I just moved here too. I'm the new starting power forward for the Los Angeles Lakers. But damn, excuse me, bro. So I'm like, word? He's like, yeah. I'm like, good shit. At that point, me and Mark exchanged numbers. I had never.
Me and Mark changed numbers.
At long last, we've been friends for decades.
It sounds like maybe if they were from the same town in school or something, they just like saw each other during the day but never spoke.
Even then, though, like, so Nick Ahmed went to my high school. He's a guy that got DFA'd by the Diamondbacks last year.
Yeah,
but I'm still aware that he's like in the league. Like I know of his career because it's kind of a cool thing that a guy that I went to high school with is in Major League Baseball. Now, if he rose to the ranks to starting power forward for the best team in the NBA at that time, like a powerhouse, a dynasty, it didn't get on your radar that this guy might be in Los Angeles.
That's insane. Absolutely insane. Like I found out if like a teacher in my town got a DUI. Like,
that's what I'm saying. In the community, you would think this would be newsworthy.
Right.
Oh, you, Neil Armstrong, what are you up to?
On the moon.
Oh, good shit. I haven't heard a thing about it, but
dude's number before. We exchange numbers. We start chopping it up. So one night he hits me. He's like, "Hey, you trying to go out?" I was like Smokey and Friday when Craig asked him if he wanted some Kool-Aid.
So I'm a lawyer in Arkansas, and I run into President Bill Clinton. I say, "Bill, what have you been up to?" I remember when we were in law school together. You done anything notable here in the year 2001? Have the recent years been interesting to you at all?
Hackright
I haven't
says,
heard about it.
Kobe Bryant punched Samaki Walker in the face for $100 unpaid debt. Samaki called it a sucker punch, even though he was in Kobe's face.
Good shit.
So he made news, and he's like, "I had no idea you were here."
So he did make an impact. That's probably it's probably right when he started. So.
You know I'm trying to go out. So he's like, "Bet." It's this party going on at a spot called The Gate. Now, most of you don't know what The Gate is. The Gate something.
Most of you suckers can't get in here. Or it's just a bar, and this is a national podcast.
So according to Christian Miner in the chat, Dublin's was a big deal.
Is that right?
Leonardo DiCaprio, Cameron Diaz, Al Pacino, and other A-list celebrities frequented the place. In 2001, Jim Carrey, Whitney Houston. It was crazy.
Yes. And thanks to Nick, you know who else gets in there?
He was cool as hell, dude. Oh, no, mad cool.
I mean, that's fucking ridiculous then. Like, if that's true, Samaki Walker probably shouldn't be able to get in there. Never mind Boogie.
At least you can understand a starting Laker.
So unless he's lying about his age, he's 19 at this time. And they're letting guys in to just hang out with Cameron Diaz and DiCaprio?
Or maybe, just maybe, this is untrue.
You think that's possible?
It's possible.
Well, let's not forget, he's on the rocket ship to the 9th lead on iCarly.
He's just like, that would be so funny if this was untrue. And he's like, "Yeah, I called him Mock." And everyone's like, "Why didn't you go with Sam?" He's like,
damn it. That is better. No, you got to remember, like, as much as this is a place that like DiCaprio and Cameron Diaz would hang out, they're whispering like, "I think in a few years that guy is going to be, selling bananas on a Nickelodeon show." Hey, keep this under your hat, but this kid's got big things ahead of him.
Been too many. It turned into a bunch of stuff, but at that point, it was called The Gate. And these two dudes at the time was the dopest promoters in the city. They ran a promotional company called Icon Entertainment. Shout out to Dollar Bill Phil, Greg, Philippe, what's happening? So Mock is like, "Come on,
I don't think they're listening, Boogie.
This is the biggest show of all time. He's like, "I'll be Joe Rogan. I don't care. I can beat him."
Through. I meet up with him. He lives in Santa Monica at a place called the Sea Colony, right on the water. So he gives me his address. I float out to his crib. Now, it's imperative that I go to his crib because I'm trying to ride with this dude. This dude is a Laker. I don't know if y'all know, but if you're
that sounds like a good friend of yours. This dude's a Laker.
But he's a guy you grew up with. He went to all your parties in Ohio, remember?
Remember Jeff's?
I'm trying to ride with this dude. I'm trying to glom onto his fame.
Yeah, this guy is starting on the Lakers, and you know what? We meet each other, and he goes, "Hey, is that Boog?" I didn't say anything to him first.
Yeah, right. Is that my man, Boogie? Oh, what did Nick let you in here? That son of a gun.
Cool as hell, right?
Nick, this boy's only 19. Nick's just giving him a shoulder shrug, like I didn't see nothing.
Yeah, Nick gave him the shoulder shrug, and next thing we know, Jordan's doing it.
Laker in LA. You're a Laker in LA. So I go out to mock.
This does seem, by the way, so if that's true about Dublin's being a big deal, it definitely, what we know of Boogie, he's definitely the kind of guy that would push DiCaprio aside to be like, is that my buddy Samaki Walker?
Who? Oh, we call him Sam.
And he's like, you ready? I'm like, let's go. We jumping. I think at that time he had a dope ass excursion. He had a Benz. Now I got that Hummer, that big Hummer, not the H2, the H1. So he was like, you want me to drive? I was like, yeah, you can drive. So I jump in. We bumping that damn.
Ooh, music change.
Yes, because it ran out of the music bed.
That's how you know. No, I think that's things are about to heat up.
Oh, you think the music has to go with the story?
I think we're going on a journey. Now things are getting a little nuttier.
That's right. It's an adventure, so its business is picking up.
All we're missing from this horrible movie trailer is him going, so then I see Samaki Walker, record scratch. What are you doing here?
That would have been so amazing.
Fast lane by Bilal. We on our way. It's like I'm really getting this LA experience, like just riding low in this Benz, looking at the street lights, palm trees, like I'm in LA. So as we pull up to the gate, I notice a lot of black folks. Now hold on, let me preface that by saying this. I don't front. I dictate my safety anywhere by how many black people are there. Yeah, I said it. If it's too
so does Craig.
Hold on, which angle is he taking on this?
I think I was gonna say I think you guys might have different perspectives on it, but
so the more black people, the safer he is. Is that?
Yes, yeah.
Statistically, I think that's a hoax.
Well, Samaki Walker feels that way. When Craig sees that same bar, he's like, maybe I'll find a different place to get lunch.
Palm trees, like I'm in LA. So as we pull up to the gate, I notice a lot of black folks. Now hold on, let me preface that by saying this. I don't front. I dictate my safety anywhere by how many black people are there. Yeah, I said it. If it's too many black people, hold on. Where the fuck we at? Some shit might pop off.
Oh, maybe I was wrong. Maybe he's just a racist.
He's an Uncle Tom, as they say. I'm an Uncle Tom.
Jesus Christ. I actually didn't expect it to go there. You gotta see these Chicago crime statistics.
To be fair, he was on Nickelodeon. we forget.
Y'all gotta hear what my man Jerry Callahan is saying.
Make some good points.
And I follow Anthony Cumia on Twitter. That dude knows where I should be having dinner.
I feel like we do this quarterly, but his Twitter has been insanely bad.
So I've heard. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. It's
well, he's leaning into it, I guess.
Ooh, understatement.
Well, no, we can't say this because then like now we're gonna get comments like Mike's ignoring the problems in society.
Yeah.
No, I just don't feel like reading it on Twitter, you know. From a funny man, a funny radio man.
Yeah.
Hold on, where the fuck we at? This might not be our shit. That's just me. I dictate my safety on how many black folks is there. So as we get there, I see them patting folks down. And I'm like,
good. Support the police.
This is why I think he sounds like Short. You're like, yeah, sir, we gotta pat you down for what?
Blue lives matter. Just the complete opposite take.
George Floyd overdose.
It's on fentanyl. Nobody brings that up. Man, Mike Brown was the aggressor in Ferguson. I don't understand these people.
That guy was lying. He could breathe the whole time.
Boy, he's got an interesting stance that I didn't expect.
Ain't scared scary, but I'm cautious as hell. So Mock laughing. He like, man, we good. I'm like, all right, bro. So I remember we get to the front.
What
Cat
is
lets
he
us in.
in that
We
pitch?
in here. It is incredible because now I get a chance. I mean, I'm literally standing next to all these bad women that I've seen on TV since I was a kid. Like the woman from Coming to America was in there. The princess. Nah, the one that Eddie was trying to get. Her, Lisa.
It's an odd list of all the most famous women on television. Is someone who's in a movie with Eddie Murphy.
I thought he was gonna say like Pam Anderson or something. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you named Cameron Diaz. I was thinking starlets of the 90s.
you're just gonna start naming white people, and we're like, what's with this guy?
There. Let me tell you something. What they didn't show you in Coming into America is Lisa had in real life.
You ever seen that movie, Coming into America?
Like, right this way. Come on in.
Lisa McDowell had a donkey on her. I'm talking. She walked past me. I was like, damn, that's the princess from Coming to America. I couldn't
Wow,
believe
that's really, I'm really shocked by that. So an actress in real life was even more beautiful than she appears in. That's crazy.
This Hollywood guy is really starstruck often.
Oh my God, it's a D-list actress. It's someone that even in my story about her, I'm referring to her as her character name. And then who walks in but George Costanza?
her donkey was astonishing. I saw the girl from Family Matters in there.
Her
it was
donkey?
like, yo, I'm in Hollywood now. So I remember.
Hold on. Listen, I grew up liking Family Matters. If I'm meeting not Reginald Val Johnson, even not Julia White, our second Urkel reference of the day, by the way.
Nice.
If I'm seeing Laura from Family Matters, I'm thinking, hey, that's kind of cool. I'm not thinking, God, I've made it. You see me now, Dad.
Even Mock was like, I don't give a shit.
I'm at the same bar as the third lead in Family Matters.
It turns out Samaki Walker was the starter for a while, but once the playoffs started, Luke Walton took his spot.
Oh, and I bet Boogie liked that.
He was like, thank God.
It's about time some of our people.
he's friggin' Bigsby from Chappelle Show.
I'm talking. She walked past me. I was like, damn, that's the princess from Coming to America. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I mean, her donkey was astonishing. I saw.
Couldn't believe what he was seeing. He's at a bar in Los Angeles seeing famous people.
I realized he's referring to a butt as a donkey.
Yeah, you couldn't figure that out?
No, I've never heard that.
But she was walking her actual mule into the bar.
It's like, I knew he meant something, but I was like, donkey. I've heard,
badonk.
I've heard that, or
Yeah.
donk. I've never heard donkey.
Well, it's his fun little spin on it. Boogie's an innovator.
Yeah.
But he's saying, like, so I went to, evidently, like, someone in the chat knew that this was a popular LA bar, so I imagine it's, its legend precedes it in most circles. And Boogie is like, oh my God, an actress. Who would think? I'm sure that's the only reason you go to that bar, is whores that want to see famous people.
Right.
It was like, yo, I'm in Hollywood now. So I remember we were just in there chilling, and all of a sudden Lisa Leslie walked up to him.
Come on. That's his. I'm in Hollywood.
Hey, my Los Angeles counterpart.
That's a fucking WNBA player.
I gotta give him credit, though. Even though it still feels like a lie, he's got the right level of celebrity.
Right. That's
You
true.
know what I mean? Like, he does know a big night for him would be seeing Laura from Family Matters and Lisa Leslie.
He's not going, then I turned the corner and there's Bob De Niro. I was like, what's up?
I hear hoo-ah from behind me.
It was that time, yeah.
Herself, he was like, how you doing? I'm like, yo, Lisa Leslie, fine as hell, dog. Right? He was like, right. Then all of a sudden I heard somebody go, Suge Knight and his boys just bum rushed the front door. So I looked.
Did you hear the music change there?
It sure did.
Suge
I think trouble is about to ensue.
Suge Knight and the rest of his despicable friends showed up.
Suge Knight, you know what I say? One bad apple. Let's hear if he's outraged by Suge Knight's. And pull your pants up, Suge.
He's Don Lemon 5 years ago.
All of a sudden, Lisa Leslie walked up to him.
And I tell Lisa to shut up and dribble, you know. He's a self-hating black man.
I am so excited for this music change again. Suge Knight.
Uh-oh. This is like when you see a trailer for, like, you know, the new Jurassic Park movie or something. And it's
yeah, exactly. Everyone's having a great time until the dinosaurs show up.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, Lisa Leslie, fine as hell, dog. Right? He was like, right. Then all of a sudden I heard somebody go, Suge Knight and his boys just bum rushed the front door.
Uh-oh.
I look at Mock. Yo, he a tall dude, so I gotta look up at his ass. Now, I don't want to be the first one that's like, you know, maybe we should get the fuck out of here. That didn't even sound right.
Oh, Samaki, I hate to tell you, it sounds like some undesirables are at the door. Oh, boy. You know, this neighborhood's not the same as it used to be.
You know, Eminem's underrated.
In my mind, if you bum rush the front door past security, you've essentially let security know y'all ain't shit, and we running this motherfucker now. That's in my mind. You can't. How you bum rush security and get past them, and now y'all just up in here.
I wonder what Boogie thinks of all the looting.
I don't know who this Sugar Knight character is. I hear he's a hip hop rapper or something.
Boogie's a big Garth Brooks guy.
I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna trip. If ain't nobody tripping, I ain't tripping. So we get to the dance floor. I'm dancing with this one over here. I'm dancing with that one over there. I'm like, this is the greatest time of my life.
Jesus Christ,
bro. We in LA. We in LA. Some Ohio boys. We in LA. I'm dapping him up. We geek. So we head to the bathroom. Now this is the first time that I'd ever seen like
he's in the bathroom, and then the door opens and Suge walks in, and I go, oh.
Oh, you must be dealing drugs.
He calls the cops.
There's a suspicious-looking man at this bar.
The cops get there, arrest Boogie.
Now I just moved here. Am I allowed to stand my ground, operator?
A bathroom attendant, dude in there with cologne and mints, and you know, because in a men's bathroom, men, we can attest for this. Men's bathroom is like a cave. Everything in this motherfucker just wet. I ain't trying to open no canister and take no. I got my own pocket.
You know, when there's a bathroom attendant, I don't expect the likes of Suge Knight to be in this establishment.
Also, if there's a bathroom attendant, don't expect a wet bathroom.
Yeah, what the fuck is he talking about?
He'd be like, we got someone that needs to come clean this.
Yeah, there's always people pissing on the bathroom attendant's shoes.
Suge Knight walks in the bathroom and Boogie's like, yeah, the puddle's back there if you want to pick that up, please.
Right? So I go right. I'm waiting for people to move out of the way of the urinal. Mark hit a urinal. I hit the urinal right next to him. There's a dude next to me. All of a sudden,
what an odd description. So Mark hits the urinal. I hit a urinal. Me and Mark standing dick to dick.
We're not even a third of the way through this episode, and I need episode 2.
Well, it doesn't exist, buddy. I'm sorry to tell you.
Everyone get in touch with Boogie. Tell him to bring this back, please.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, maybe if you see, guys, go download this episode, Storytime with Boogie, spelled capital B, lowercase o, capital G, exclamation point E.
Real easy to find.
Look that up, and maybe if he sees his downloads skyrocket, then he'll come back.
You would think that he would, you know, his logo could be the lowercase, capital, exclamation mark, all that stuff, but actually type it out Boogie so when people search it.
No, if you Google it, that's how it's spelled, which is obnoxious.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying. It would be a lot easier for him if
he
didn't do that.
like somebody kicked the door open real hard. And I kind of look over my shoulder like, the hell was that? And these dudes walk in and they go up to the dude. It's a dude washing his hands at the sink. And they walk up to him and they go, nigga, say death row. The dude is like, death row. Walk up to another dude and they like, nigga, say death row. That nigga's like, death row. Now I got my mouth ready because I'm about to say death row too. I don't care.
This ends with
whatever you want, fellas.
So I just start handing him my wallet before he even gets to me. I need Boogie to be like, Suge Knight was like, "What's up, Boog?"
He gave me a hug. Suge Knight walks in the bathroom. Boogie puts his hand out for a mint.
So now I'm realizing just how racist Boogie is.
Yeah.
The name of this episode, he typed it out in Ebonics.
Yeah. Say death row.
It's DEF row.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, you know how these people be speaking.
How you looking at me right now? I'm not finna get beat up in this bathroom. You know, the last place you want to take an L.
And you know these people are prone to violence.
You know, they punch first and ask questions later.
The gun laws in this country.
Dude, and they like, nigga, say death row. That nigga's like, death row. Now I got my mouth ready because I'm about to say death row too. I don't care how you looking at me right now. I'm not finna get beat up in this bathroom. You know, the last place you want to take an L is in a nasty ass bathroom. And if these dudes
that has a bathroom attendant,
people say death row, and it's my turn. Who am I to resist?
I think he got his mouth ready for something else, not to say death.
Whatever I have to do to get out of this situation, fellas.
Yeah, so I'm ready. But
It was probably Diddy, right?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know his affiliation with Suge Knight. I thought they were rivals.
I thought they were boys.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know enough about the rap game.
Hacker, let me know in the comments if I'm right on that.
Yeah, please.
Then he would have to be getting his mouth ready.
First, they come to the dude next to me. Nigga, say death row. And this guy goes, man, my girl work for Capital. Nigga, I ain't finna say. And I'm like, I'm trying not to make eye contact with nobody. You know, that's
You people are always causing a ruckus.
Imagine him just being scared for racial reasons when a fellow black person walks in the room with him.
It's based on his story. It seems like these people all know each other.
Yeah. I'm almost positive Diddy and Suge Knight are the reason Tupac's dead.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't know enough about that game. Guys like me and Boogie aren't familiar with that world.
You don't really be looking around. You just kind of look straight the fuck ahead. Now, sometimes you have a dude that don't have no bathroom etiquette, and this nigga want to talk and ask all kind of questions. No, that's not what you do as a man in the bathroom. You look straight the fuck ahead, you mind your own business, and then you resume conversation when you leave the bathroom. It's kind of like an elevator.
Oh, yeah. He's anti-gay, too. That's good. I know what you perverts, believe me. I know how women have tried to get into the men's bathroom. I like alt-right Boogie. A man's bathroom is for men, and a women's bathroom is for women. Just adding to this story for no reason.
Outside the elevator, as soon as you get in the elevator, all conversation stops. So anyway, nigga, I'll tell you, it was like that. So the dude say again, nigga say death row. It's like, man, I told you, man, my girl worked for, now in my mind, I'm like, okay, something that can't be explained right now was going on with this dude next to me. Maybe he's super, maybe he's a gangster too. I don't know.
He's a gangster too.
You know, in some way, I'm sure they're all drug dealers or some nefarious activities.
They're all hooligans.
I'm just trying to, end my piss so I can get out of the riffraff here. Can I recap? Let's do a quick recap here.
Yep.
This is called Storytime with Boogie, so I want to keep checking in on the stories we've heard. From some distance, he has seen Dane Cook, the girl from Coming Into America, as he calls it.
Yeah.
Laura from Family Matters,
and
Suge Knight. That's and Samaki Walker, who he grew up with.
But
he's just seen these people. That's the whole story.
This is one night. It's a pretty cool night.
Not really, actually. He's pretty much been at a bar and used the bathroom.
Yeah. And went to piss in a urinal but got so scared he didn't quite make it.
It's just a night at any bar in Boston, except the patrons, you wouldn't know their names necessarily. But it's no different. He didn't have an experience with any of these people. He just saw them. And saw that, the girl from Coming to America had a nice donkey.
Yeah. You go in the bathroom in Boston, someone comes in like, say Roadrunner Records.
She had a nice donkey. At least that's what the gentleman in the bathroom told me to call it.
I called it derriere.
I thought she had a lovely buttocks.
Her rump was robust.
Again, nigga, say death row. It's like, man, I told you, man, my girl worked for. Now, in my mind, I'm like, okay, something that can't be explained right now is going on with this dude next to me. Maybe he's super, maybe he a gangster too. I don't know. I know that if they tap my shoulder, death row.
But I thought it was death row, Boogie.
Whatever these gentlemen need.
I'm about to sing death row because again, I'm not finna catch a beating in this dirty ass bathroom. I'm not trying to catch a beating anywhere. I ain't gonna lie. We could have been in a park having a picnic with roses and daisies around us. I'm death row.
It sounds like you were actually in a much safer place than a park.
Yeah.
Like a park, there's not security.
I was gonna say you got patted down to go in.
Yeah, I understand Suge Knight is a dangerous character, but Suge Knight, it doesn't sound like Suge Knight's even in the bathroom.
You got
just guys who look like him, if you know what I mean.
He thought it was Suge Knight was just like some fat black guy.
He's like, and then a bunch of Suge Knights came into the bathroom.
That's just what he calls.
Oh man!
Say, hey, y'all niggas get the fuck out of here. I turned around. I don't even think I zipped up my pants. I think my shit was still hanging out my pants at this point. The dude next to me tried to walk out too. They grabbed, nah, nigga, you ain't finna go nowhere. Me and Mock get out the bathroom. I ain't washed nothing. I ain't washed near a piece of my hand. I'm out.
I like that these guys are getting into an altercation at the urinal, and they're 7-foot tall Samaki Walker. They're like, "Have a nice day, Mock."
I like to think, yeah, right. I like to think that none of this happened, and he was just so scared he ran out because the essence is what that it was.
All that happened is a black guy walked in the bathroom and said, "Good evening, gentlemen."
He runs out screaming, "Death row!" He goes, "Death row!" Runs out with his dick hanging out his flag.
Nick, you're gonna want to do something about the gangsters in the bathroom.
That guy owns this place.
I'd like to report a disturbance. Don't they have their own bathrooms?
No one was even there. He was just so scared. He was just playing scenarios in his head.
And then I saw one of them drinking from my water fountain.
So we get out, we out in the thing. And, again, I don't want to be the one that's like, hey, nigga, maybe we should get the fuck out of here. I don't want to say that.
He doesn't even say with the A at the end. You noticing this? Like, he sounds
hey,
like
you.
He sounds like Chappelle doing it.
Like that guy. So I'm like, I'm trying to play it off. We about 15 minutes later, I'm on the dance floor. I'm mad, trepidatious. I'm nervous as hell now.
Boogie's next line is, you know what, Dave? I did know I couldn't do that. He's the white guy in all Chappelle's stories.
Yeah.
Where somebody then came up and made people say the name of the record label that they're on. What? So now, quiet as kept. I don't fucking want to be here anymore. But
it sounds like, okay, the story he's telling now is that these guys got into an altercation in the bathroom. It seems like they all knew each other.
Yeah,
like they went up to each other and said, say death row, as he says. They didn't say it to him or Samaki Walker, meaning they probably had a prior altercation.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you weren't in danger, Boogie. This was not a thing like these nefarious characters were just coming into the bar to start trouble. It
Yeah.
seems like there's history between these fellas.
They walked in and looked at me like I worked at Interscope.
So I'm chilling because, Mark drove. So I'm with him. He ready to leave? I'm ready to leave. And in my mind, I'm like, this is why you should have drove. As an only child, I generally drive. I'm generally driving too.
What does that mean?
Too? Because
He's an only child, so he's generally driving.
I have a brother and I can't drive, so I don't know all the traits. What is that?
I can't even think of anything.
Can you muster up a guess?
I can't even have fun with that one. Anyone?
I'm an only child, so I generally drive. Does he think like adults always have their older siblings driving them around everywhere?
Each family only has one car, maybe. I don't fucking know.
Yes, but even then,
It'd be great if Mock was just like, dude, I have like 4 siblings and I drive all the time.
hey, Boogie, you driving? Oh, that's fine. I have brothers and sisters. No need to panic.
shit like that. That means if I'm ready to go and you ain't ready to go, no problem. I'll holler at you later. If you're not having a good time and I'm having a great time, no problem. I'll holler at you later. But when we both in the same car, I'm stuck like Chuck. So we hanging out. And I'm like, hey man, let's go to the VIP. He like, bet, let's
Who's Chuck?
Well, that's the case when he's like, so basically my ride didn't want to leave. Disaster has struck.
Disaster struck. I'm
Take
stuck like him.
Take a cab home.
No shit.
You're able to afford evidently a very expensive bar in Los Angeles. Take a cab home.
Well, he's with a new power forward for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Well, that's it. Now I'm confused. So his buddy's the one that can't drive him home, right? But it sounds like he's talking to Samaki Walker about this.
Well, he's saying like he's glad Samaki Walker wanted to leave because normally he drives himself. So if there's a scenario and he wants to get out of there and the other person doesn't, he's like, I can still go.
Okay, so maybe Samaki's going to give him a ride home.
Well, Boogie, I don't mean to break this news to you, but if you weren't with a starting Laker, you're not getting into wherever the frig you went.
Oh no, they ran into each other randomly there. Remember?
No, they're at a new place.
Oh, I can't keep up.
Yeah, Nick being cool as hell is at Dublin's. They're not at Dublin's, I don't think.
Oh, they went to Joseph's. I thought they didn't go.
I think they went to Joseph's.
I thought they stayed at Dublin's.
Boogie, get better at telling stories.
Guys, let us know in the comments. Are they at Dublin's or Joseph's?
Please. Put a 1 in the comments if they're at Joseph's.
Is anyone still watching this, by the way?
Yes.
There's no way people have hung on.
Oh, they've hung on. I don't think we've lost anybody, actually.
All right, maybe we'll finish it then.
That's what I'm saying.
do it. So we go up in the VIP, and I'm thinking,
Oh, hold on.
I'm having a great
I had to back up because the Suge Knight music ended and I didn't quite hear the transitions.
Oh, that's good. Fine. We can all breathe. Because the house next door to me just stopped playing.
Take your hand off your wallets. We're transitioning here.
Whew. All right. That was a close one. Black guys were in the bathroom. That's really the whole. This is how, like, we're kidding to an extent, but, like, maybe we're not. Because Boogie's whole story was black guys went into the bathroom at the same time as me.
Scary.
Imagine, like, I'd spend an hour, if Craig came on with that story, I would spend an hour calling him a racist. It's like, that's not an incident.
So many black guys came in the bathroom, I didn't wash my hands.
My God.
time, no problem. I'll holler at you later. But when we both in the same car, I'm stuck like Chuck. So we hanging out, and I'm like, hey man, let's go up in the VIP. He like, bet, let's do it. So we go up in the VIP, and I'm thinking from
Oh, it's back to the white people music. We're in VIP now.
Oh, that was a close one.
Good. We're up in VIP. That means we have the high ground if any of those people start popping off on there.
It's the music they play like in a cartoon when you raise up to heaven.
They get tackled. What are you doing up here?
stories, and I'm thinking we gonna be under the protection of VIP.
All right.
I'm thinking that as we're walking towards
I guess he's still.
the VIP.
I guess he's still scared. I thought we were gonna be protected.
I do a scan of the place, and I see a lot of, shall we say, friendly faces.
If you're trying to find Boogie at a club, just follow the trail of piss on the floor.
I see Lisa Leslie sprinting through the VIP like a
Lisa Leslie scares the shit out of
him. They let one up here.
wrath. I mean, she's hauling ass through the VIP. Now, in my mind, where's she going? Why is she running so? Why is she running so fast? And then
It'll be the best is if Boogie's like, I saw her running, so naturally my brain went there, and I just started running after her.
Well, I thought the police will handle her. So, Lisa Leslie, as you know, in big city bars like that, I haven't been to Los Angeles. I have been to New York. Probably not as classy of places as Boogie is hanging out, but I've been to bars in New York. And my one takeaway is there is plenty of room for a 6'9" Lisa Leslie to sprint around.
Yeah.
That's what I've always noticed. Is like, I wish there was just a full-grown athlete in here so they could get a couple of laps in.
pan back to the area that she's running from, and it's about 5 to 6 dudes whooping some dude's ass. And guess who's standing right behind them? Just
I have a guess.
I have a couple guesses.
Well, I have one umbrella guess. Based on Boogie's history.
I'm going to go with, as you called him, Sugar Knight.
Hey, is Boogie, like, do you think he's using it racially?
Sugar Knight?
No. But I'm saying his name, Boogie, is a racial slur. Because he's a black man, I hadn't thought anything of it. But now I think like he looked in the mirror and just yelled at it himself.
Hearing this, you're like, Jesus.
All right, a couple guys are molly-whopping in the VIP section. And Lisa Leslie sprints away.
Molly-whopping, not a white phrase at all.
Yeah, right.
action with a big old stogie cigar in his hand, like a boss. Suge Knight. Whoop that.
My
ass.
God.
At that point, Mox looked at him and was like, hey, you want to go ahead and head out? Yeah, you know what? We might as well go ahead and head out of here. Now, here's where it gets
everywhere I turn, I can't get away from these people.
Death Row is taking over. It'd be actually pretty funny if he thought it was Death Row, just judging by the way they spoke.
I'm sure that's how these people spell it. I want to be appropriate.
In my mind, I'm going, do we want to head out now? Or do we kind of want to tuck ourselves away in this corner and let everybody get out of here, just in case there's any fireworks outside when this is over? But again, I want to be the one to look like
he thinks they've got the place surrounded.
Fireworks, a.k.a. gunshots.
He thinks, well, I don't know how many of these people there are. They could be outside, too.
This is the best podcast I've ever heard in my life.
Jesus. I didn't hear, so I stopped listening before this.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't catch this angle. He's a self-hating black man.
Well, no, because I can tell exactly where you stopped. Because right where you were like, when he was like, I see black people, and that's probably when you stopped it.
I was like, well, this will get interesting.
Yeah, he's gonna feel a lot safer.
He's around his people now.
I'm gonna make fun of Craig for saying the opposite.
Yeah, I did not think Boogie would be the racist in this story.
Now, or do we kind of want to tuck ourselves away in this corner and let everybody get out of here, just in case there's any fireworks outside when this is over? But again, not wanting to be the one to look like that, we start to head out.
What's there to look like, dude? You are black. You won't come across as racist.
It's very interesting. That's like what Mark Normand, like a story Mark Normand would tell. It's like, I didn't want to look inappropriate, so.
So I was like, you guys need any help? Or
I didn't want these guys to think I was racist. That's wild.
That's literally insane.
And no sooner did we get outside, yakka, yakka. We jumped in that whip.
What does that mean? Is that gunshots?
I thought of it more as beating, but possibly.
The fireworks.
Yeah. Fireworks of some kind.
No,
How much time is left in this podcast, by the way?
We're 15 minutes in. There is 20 left.
It's we could do it, gang.
I think we can. This might be a 4-hour show, but I think
Just in case there's any fireworks outside when this is over. But again, not wanting to be the one to look like that, we start to head out. And no sooner did we get outside, yakka. We jumped in that whip, we got out of there. It was the quietest trip back to Santa Monica.
Wait, that's how we described a quiet trip.
Yucca.
So, yuck. We drove peacefully all the way to our suburban homes. What?
Nimrod
We drove the speed limit down the 101.
Nimrod in the chat says, by fireworks, does he mean gunshots? I think so.
Yeah, definitely.
Nothing.
You know what those people are known for? Getting rowdy.
Calm, dude.
All right, so after all that, they're in a peaceful ride home.
No, they're so scared they can't speak.
We saw some things tonight. I was in the bathroom.
He's got PTSD now.
And some guys didn't talk to me.
I was in a bar and a black guy walked in. It was awful.
As we get to the beach area, you can smell the ocean. I look at Mock and I say, them niggas really come in the bathroom, make niggas say death row, and Mock just started rolling, dying laughing. Now I started laughing too, but
Now he's a tough guy when he's 45 minutes away from the incident.
Believe these pussies?
You believe they said it?
Oh, I was rolling up my shirt sleeves, Mock. I thought I was going to have to get into a dust-up.
No, he's like, I was rolling up my shirt sleeves because I had to wash my hands.
Don't worry, Mock. If we were to get into fisticuffs, I was ready to tango.
We were going to get into a good old-fashioned Donnybrook.
I was ready for a scrum, I assure you. Now, I may have told the manager first, but that's just proper protocol.
This is so funny.
From a safe distance, he's like, do you believe these savages? I mean, if you're going to behave like that.
was more like because in my mind, I can't believe what just happened. Now, here's the part that really tripped me out. It was so many celebrities in here. Like, everybody, anybody that you could think of was in that part. Everybody was in it because these guys were the biggest.
Really? Because so far we've heard Lisa Leslie.
He's just calling them urban. Did he just call them urban?
Oh, God. Don't do that.
I rewound it. It's 15 seconds.
He's like, there's so many. So far, the biggest name is a lady who dunked a basketball in the WNBA once.
Did she even?
Kinda. She touched the rim.
That's true.
Yeah.
Believe what just happened. Now, here's the part that really tripped me out. It was so many celebrities in here. Like, everybody, anybody that you could think of.
Man, I said, is that Hillary from Fresh Prince? My God.
That Mr. Feeney?
Am I at the Oscars?
Is that DJ Jazzy Jeff?
Hey, it's Gunther from Friends. Who could have imagined?
Is that the soup Nazi?
I was like, yo, my man, no soup for me. All right, yeah. So there's a lot of D-list celebrities here. Now let's hear where he gets racial again for some reason.
Because in my mind, I can't believe what just happened. Now, here's the part that really tripped me out. It was so many celebrities in here. Like, everybody, anybody that you could think of was in that part. Everybody was in it because these guys were the biggest urban promoters in the city at that time.
You know, they came in from the ghetto. They said goodbye to their mothers, not their fathers, certainly, but they came in.
The urban promoters.
Just rap albums.
Boogie is unbelievable.
There's another guy, and this guy was a promoter as well.
No, hey, listen, I like the Fat Boys as much as the next guy. But this new era of hip-hop, I don't know if I care for it. There's all this fuck the police nonsense.
If it wasn't for them, I would have never escaped this bar.
Be honest, he threw some pretty good parties. But here's the problem with this guy that I didn't like.
Oh, the music changed again.
Oh, boy. I think I already know what the problem is, by the way.
You look like me.
Because these guys were the biggest urban promoters in the city at that time. But that's not
funny
true.
every
That's
time.
not true. There's another guy, and this guy was a promoter as well. He was a white guy. And to be honest,
Finally.
He was a white guy, and to be honest, he threw some pretty good parties.
You don't have any clue how happy I am to see you.
Yeah, it was like, hey, Mark, we should just go somewhere else because my adrenaline spiked. I'm not going to bed tonight.
Oh, he gives the white guy a hug. He's like, thank God.
Yeah, he's like,
you won't believe what I just endured.
Yeah, how did you get an invite here? I'm so glad you asked me that. Be cautious of me. Thank you.
But here's the problem with this guy that I didn't like. The first time we went to this guy's party, the name of the party was called Snatch. I thought that was a cool party. Cool party name, Snatch.
I thought there'd be a lot of pussy in there.
To the Monday night party at Joseph's. The Joseph's party was thrown by a guy.
So he was at Joseph's.
Oh, okay.
So he went from Dublin's to Joseph's to safety.
Are these just bars? Why is he saying safety? Why is he saying the party was called X?
Snatch?
Yeah, he's saying like the party was called Snatch, or the party was called Joseph's. I assume those are just the name of the bars, right?
He's so white he doesn't know.
That's my problem too, I guess.
That's why we're all on the same page. Like, yeah, I'm following. I'm so white I followed his story perfectly.
Named Brent Bolthouse. I got a whole nother story about this guy, legend. This party was thrown by a guy named TK, and it was called Snatch. TK did that party at different places. When I met up with it, when me and Mock got to the place in LA where he was doing it, it was on Robertson Boulevard in West Hollywood, right next to the ad. And I remember.
Uh-oh.
Everyone knows I don't like to travel to West Hollywood. If you know what I'm saying.
Uh-oh. That's a turn I didn't see coming.
But if this promoter is telling me to go there, I think maybe it's safe.
The blackest thing about Boogie is his hatred for gay people.
First time I went in there, everybody was in there. Puff, Busta Rhymes, Dr. Jerry Buss was in there. I mean,
that is a weird trio.
Diddy party's dating back a long time, my friend.
Diddy, Busta Rhymes, and Jerry Buss. Now, I gotta say, Jerry Buss would be like, hey, Samaki Walker, the power forward we just signed.
Yeah, let's see if that happens. Or maybe this is like Boogie's way. I'm just going to all these parties, not being like, this is why I'm here. It's because of him.
Yeah.
A lot of y'all might not know. Jerry Buss had them. Jerry Buss had all of them. He the owner of the Lakers. Now imagine the owner of the Lakers being at the club. Dr. Buss had them.
Well, you're with a Laker. That's not that crazy.
I can't believe I got into this. My friend from elementary school is on the Lakers.
I'm hanging out with Julian Edelman, and you're not going to believe who was there. Robert Kraft. What's he doing there?
I couldn't believe it.
I love him like about 10, 15 deep behind him. Bad. I'm talking bad. Yeah. So we up in there. And I remember just being in awe again, how many folks that I had recognized from different projects and this and that.
Now, is there a chance this would be so funny if after everything that's gone on that he just goes into a story about how awesome Puff Daddy is?
I mean, I owe that guy everything.
he got me my first gig.
I mean, now there's an upstanding citizen.
Yeah.
We're in this party. It's like for real. Like this is Hollywood. Like Hollywood is the place where you can go to a club and leave with a career because everybody's in there. Check your local club. You might have.
I don't know.
There.
I think there might be a detail he's missing, as we've learned with Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
Or Diddy, as he's known now.
Blackmail.
Where?
Exactly.
I'm the assistant manager from there. In Hollywood, it's kind of like the same thing, except for that's the casting director, that's this, that's that. These are people that can change your circumstances. So I just remember being in there watching and looking at all these folks that I recognize.
You know how this is a fun guy at a party, but that's his mentality. Where he's like, boy, instead of just having like normal human interactions, I'm thinking of this as a networking opportunity.
Oh my god! He's acting.
Oh my god!
Like
It's the casting director from Spin City.
I was gonna say he's acting like he absolutely belongs in West Hollywood. Oh my god!
Party is this? Like this party is smacking. Whose party is this? And all of a sudden, some dude, white dude, jumps up on the bar with a mic.
I wish the music drops out again, and he was like, "Then Suge Knight walked in the door."
But have you noticed he's acknowledging everyone's race? He's like, a white guy, thank God, jumps up on the bar.
White guy comes in. Woo.
No, a different type of guy jumps up on the bar. Now I'm petrified. I'm running out of there. But this is one of my brothers.
Before he say anything, he just kind of standing there for a minute. You got security like below him, just kind of holding him, making sure he don't fall. So I'm like, oh, this must be his shit. So as he's standing up there, he one of them dudes, he pointing at nothing, just trying to get attention. Hey, right? So I'm like, this nigga ain't talking to nobody. He just doing that shit, trying to get attention. All of a sudden, he pulled a microphone out, turned it on, and was like, what's up, niggas? Turned around and looked like,
he doesn't. He sounds like he's really forcing that word.
He's like, and I'm allowed to say that.
And I can say it.
Now, why? These are just words. He just starts going into a rant.
I'm expecting everybody to react like I reacted. Like, who the fuck he talking to? Who he calling a nigga up in here? Nobody seemed to mind. This was the first time that I had ever seen inappropriate appropriation. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
What?
I mean, he literally...
How about the last bar when you ran away from black guys?
I can't. I'm very much looking forward to where this story goes.
Oh, Samaki, let's get out of here.
Why?
Hey, that's appropriation, pal. That's what we're supposed to do.
Samaki Walker comes back with the drinks he just got for him. He taps Boogie on the shoulder and he goes, oh! Before he realized who it was. He just saw his hand. He just sees his hand and freaks out.
Police!
The word was nigga something. This was 2001. Jesus. And for whatever reason, he was comfortable as hell. I don't know if he thought because he had all these black folks in here, he was just, but he didn't have a problem, nigga.
There was a bunch of ruckus in here, and they kept saying the N-word, and it was disgusting.
Nigga this, nigga that. And I'm literally looking, and Buster, he don't care. Puff, he don't care. Nobody seemed to give a fuck.
Puff's elbow deep in a young boy at this point. He's not paying attention.
He's saying the black people don't care that someone went up and said the N-word.
He's like, and yet I'm clutching my pearls.
And then he ended by saying, "Say death row," and I was like, "Oh."
I thought, well, it is your word, fellas. I suppose if you don't care.
I'm making this episode called "Say Death Row," by the way.
We'll think about it.
I don't know if it was the alcohol. I don't know because I don't know what it was, but this was new to me. So I'm standing there and I'm looking at Mock and I'm like, this shit is cracking. Like we for real in Hollywood. So as we stand
We can say the N-word here.
Black people can say the N-word.
So Maki, we've made it. Finally, I can say that word.
Thank goodness.
So Maki Walker's like, you could say, it's weird that this guy's saying it. You've always been able to say it.
my job now is to go and hit the dance floor. Because I'm standing with a dude that's a Laker. He good, not to mention he like 10 feet tall.
I mentioned he's a Laker. He's tall.
Nobody know who the hell I am. So I got to make myself known. And what better way for me to do that than to hit that dance floor? I clearly ain't going to be able to get on the
My God, those moves.
Oh, maybe his name's Boogie because he's a good dancer.
Wow. I mean, he better be the greatest dancer of all time.
Is that where this is leading to?
His name is Boogie because he gets down.
That'd be amazing.
Okay, so his attempt at getting noticed by the likes of Busta Rhymes and P. Diddy is to do a dance number.
In retrospect and hindsight, it's a good way for P. Diddy's attention, maybe.
He's just doing the Charleston.
Hey, Puff.
May I have this dance, madam?
No problem. What I can do is I can get down. So I head out to the dance floor. The circle is already open. That's when I met somebody.
I grabbed a young lady and she was showing ankle, which I didn't care for, but I said, may I have this dance? Nonetheless.
Awful revealing outfit.
We on the dance floor, we gigging. There's so many joints out. Party's over. Everybody talking about going to this spot called Barry's. Now the weird part is this.
Every party is just a name.
So this is just a list of places he went to.
Yeah, and
people he saw there.
Yeah.
We have not heard a story yet.
I mean, we heard Suge Knight scared Lisa Leslie so much she ran away.
Kind of, but not really. Like we didn't even really hear that story.
That'd be
It's
funny.
just like Suge Knight was there and Lisa Leslie ran away. We don't know why.
That's true.
People do designs on their signs. Well, the guys that own Barry's, they did a cool design and it says Barry's. If you look at it, the calligraphy says Barry's. Black people, for whatever reason, they didn't see Barry's. They saw Barry's.
They're talking in their hippity hop language. But you know, if I correct them, then suddenly I'm the bad guy. So
always heard
people literally saying black people pronounce this wrong. It's crazy.
This is the best podcast ever.
He's a self-hating black man, but also not at the same time. It's very weird.
Yeah.
Going to Old Barry's. Nigga, it's Barry's. Ain't no Old Barry's. That's not a letter. That's part of the design of the sign. Stupid. You know what? You're not.
Yeah, but I'm just surprised they could read, so I gave him a pat on the head.
Who taught you Octagon?
Can't read the sign appropriately. It's not for you. That's how I felt. Barry's was the spot.
Oh my God. Did you hear that?
I'm rewinding.
Oh my God.
Basically, the joke you made just actually was said.
Listen, son. my God. Imagine a white person saying this. All right, so there's a code to get in here. Let's hear what it is.
Ain't no old berries. That's not a letter. That's part of the design of the sign. Stupid. You know what? You're not allowed to come. You're not allowed to come. If you can't read the sign appropriately, it's not for you. That's how I felt. Berries was the spot.
And turn your hat forwards.
Connor in the chat just says, "Get this guy on compound immediately."
I think Kumi would be like, "Whoa, easy."
Dude.
I mean, we can say anything here, but not anything. Jesus. Listen, son, tuck your chain in, pull your pants up.
Your pants are easily 6 sizes too big.
These are all, by the way, based on the places he's going, it sounds like these people are incredibly successful.
Yeah, he just happens to be a leech.
And he's, yeah, right. He glommed his way into these bars, and he's like, "How about you learn to read, son? Get a job."
Lobster pizza. Big old pizza. I'm talking about one of them big ass pizzas. They put lobster on that shit. Used to smack. We get to Berries, and again, they in here. And Berries is playing this cool music, but Berries is playing house music. So I knew what they was doing. They knew if they played hip hop, they get the wrong crowd. So they was.
What? That's nuts. Oh, they'd come crawling out of the woodwork. Oh, God forbid we put on a Jay-Z record. You know who comes crawling in then?
That is so funny. I rewind that.
He is, if Bill Cosby was not successful, he would just be a guy ranting like the way Boogie is right now.
Funky deep house. Now you know me. I love house music. So I was in there like, when it was just knocking, we ate.
I appreciate the technical skills of the DJ. White dork.
That was the funniest. This is the best.
This is nuts.
This is the fucking best.
Mop drops me off at my car. I still have to drive from Santa Monica all the way to Woodland Hills. You know, the way to get from Santa Monica to Woodland Hills at that point is down to 405. And it's crazy.
Oh, wait, did we miss it?
When I got.
Oh, maybe I didn't hit it. Let's see. This should be enough.
Big old pizza. I'm talking about one of them big ass pizzas. They put lobster on that shit. Used to smack. We get to Berries, and again, they in here. And Berries is playing this cool music, but Berries is playing house music. So I knew what they was doing. They knew if they played hip hop, they get the wrong crowd. So they
like, that is unbelievable comment.
Even he goes, "They in here," and we know who he means by they.
Chef Lewis just super chatted $2 and said, "Give this to Warthog." # thank you, Warthog.
I'll send him a tip. Now, of course, this place doesn't serve Heineken or Hennessy because.
Fun okay, $5. Did Mike go to Loomis as well? Strange coincidence. Nick Ahmed, the same grade as me and Sis.
Loomis?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know Loomis. I went to East Long Meadow High School.
To be fair, this super chat was an hour ago.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, sir.
And Hack Ride, $5.
Okay. All right.
Blind Mike, make sure you answer the 3 questions. And Craigers, I need your show review this week. Get to work, fellas. Gearbox at 9 p.m. With Dylan from, and then it cuts off because I think he ran out of room typing.
Who's Dylan?
I don't know. It says Dylan from, and then it stops.
I can't wait to hear why someone I've never heard of hates my show. That'll be fun.
Dylan, who is he from? Hackride.
Dylan Mulvaney, folks.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Funky deep house. Now you know me. I love house music. So I was in there like
I also enjoy jazz and country.
Some people might call him something with the first word house too.
Well, that's not appropriate.
I'm going off Boogie's energy.
He might throw that slur out, but
that's what I meant.
We're just knocking. We heading back to the sea colony. Mop drops me off at my car. I still have to drive from Santa Monica all the way to Woodland Hills. You know, the way to get from Santa Monica to Woodland Hills at that point is down to 405. And it's crazy because when I got to LA, that was the first.
There's still 13 minutes left.
Oh, God. I don't think we're making it through. In fact, if there's nothing I hate more than people from California talking about the roads. Isn't it interesting? We call it the 405. No, not particularly.
Well, the only problem with not making it through the rest of this is we're still at the same people watching. No one's dropped.
All right. Well, okay, fine. We'll get through it.
First time that I had ever heard freeways, expressways referred to as the. Any place else.
Oh, well, he actually did what I just said.
Yes.
That's not an interesting thing.
It sure is.
Who gives a fuck?
Oh, yeah. Us right now. I was like, how's he going to make this racist? The Ohio State. There's probably something there.
101, 10, not in LA. It's the 405, the 101, the 10. And that used to fuck me up. And then I realized, because this shit is so heavily lit with traffic sometimes, that it's got to have a for real title. It's the 405. So I get all.
Are you telling me if someone, Hack Ride's from California?
Yes.
Are you telling me if someone from out of town said, I'm on 405, you would be like, what?
Yes.
I have no concept of what you're talking about.
Is that right?
To Woodland Hills. And I remember I just exited the freeway. And as I get off on the freeway, I stop at a light. And there's a red Range Rover sitting next to me. And I look over.
It had tinted windows, and I was like, oh.
I know who drives those. So red light be damned.
And the person looks over at me. They got the window down. They look over at me, and it's fucking Suge Knight. High eyebrows immediately.
They're just following you? Come on. It's Suge Knight, or it certainly looked like him.
Oh, this is the best podcast ever recorded.
I don't know. It's hard for me to tell, but it was Suge Knight or one of those people.
It would be funny. You ever seen the video of Suge Knight running the guy over in the parking lot?
Yeah.
You just see Boogie running away in the background. I knew it.
I don't know. It was Suge Knight or Diddy or my neighbor or one of those guys.
Could have been my uncle. I don't know.
At a light. And there's a red Range Rover sitting next to me. And I look over, and the person looks over at me. They got the window down. They look over at me, and it's fucking Suge Knight. High eyebrows immediately. And he does this to me. That means let your window down. Now I'm in a quandary. I'll walk. It's still a red light. And this guy.
Wait. Is he driving now?
I don't know. Maybe he's like next to a glass building and he looked over and he just saw himself and he scared himself.
It's Suge Knight. I thought the whole thing was he didn't drive.
No,
remember
he's an only child, so he's used to only driving.
No, well, that's the thing though. He's an only child, so usually he's the one driving. But that's what made this such an interesting predicament.
I think
he was not used to this.
I think this is a third day now.
No, it can't possibly be.
I think it is.
Oh God. All right, so let's just pretend he's driving because it makes the most sense, I guess.
No, this is a super chat from Frunkus O'Reilly, $2. It is a super chat.
All right.
Boogie is dead on with the club hip hop policy, though.
But the interesting thing is, I imagine Frunkus O'Reilly and Boogie do not look the same. That's, I guess, what makes this so interesting.
They just have similar names in the same vein. I'm Boogie. I'm Funkus.
Frunkus. It's a Jim
Frunkus.
Norton term.
Frunkus.
Window down. Now, this is the same guy that like 2 weeks ago, I saw literally sick a group of dudes.
2 weeks?
I'm sick of group of animals on some guy.
There's a pack of wild dogs. Wait, 2 weeks have passed? He's a terrible storyteller.
I beg to differ. I think this is perfect.
He didn't mention any of that. I thought it was the same night. 2 weeks have gone by.
Yeah.
The other dudes walk around the club and make everybody proclaim his record label. So when I'm sitting at the light and he's telling me to roll my window down, I got two options. Floor it or roll the window down. I roll the window down. He say, well, you just at the thing in West Hollywood. I say, yeah.
I mean, come on. Come on. 2 weeks later, Suge Knight remembers he committed a public assault and then memorized the face of every human being in there.
But we also, Suge Knight wasn't at the West Hollywood party. He was at the party at Joseph's, which wasn't.
Oh,
West Hollywood was the bus party.
Well, so he lets Lisa Leslie get away. Having that witness is fine. He's rolling up on Boogie. Well, he probably knows this guy's a snitch, so.
Make everybody proclaim his record label. So when I'm sitting at the light and he's telling me to roll my window down, I got two options. Floor it or roll the window down.
Do you know how great this story would have been if he floored it?
So I got the heck out of there.
I'm surprised he didn't.
I was out of there toot sweet.
He say, well, you just at the thing in West Hollywood. I say, yeah.
That's him trying
yes, sir.
That's him trying to sound urban. I went, yeah.
So I threw my wallet into Mr. Knight's vehicle and I said, have a nice day.
It said death row and I took off.
I wasn't going to risk anything. I know how these people operate.
Where you finna go? You got some bitches? Huh? Nah, I ain't got no bitches. I'm finna go to the crib. He was like, nah, follow me. I got some
Have you
bitches.
noticed all of a sudden his dialect change when he's Suge Knight?
I also highly enjoy that Suge Knight recognized Boogie.
Well, that's the interesting thing. He doesn't have a story about meeting Suge Knight until this.
Right. So he just saw him in the back.
Suge Knight saw him from across the club, tracked him down in traffic.
I mean,
and said, hey, roll your window down.
It's possible that P. Diddy recognized him and was like, that guy might be a keeper.
Well, there's one thing I know about Suge Knight. He likes to leave a lot of loose ends. So let's hear how Boogie is able to tell this story.
Huh? Just follow you now? He's like, yeah, nigga, follow me right now. I said, yeah, I'll follow you right now. I'm gonna follow you. The light turned green. I get behind. I'm sweating, y'all. I don't want to go hang out with this dude, man.
He let you go behind him?
I'm following him for like 10 minutes. He going up in the, it look like he going up in the hill somewhere, like off of, we been crossed Ventura, and now we going up in like towards like Havenhurst or something. I don't know where we going.
Hey, describe every road you drove on.
Then I went down this wooded road. I don't recall the name.
Slow down. What about the houses you passed? Let's get a little more descriptive, Boogie, please. Here's what's annoying about this fuck. He's got me captivated now. I'm sure it's a lie, but I'm interested to see what he makes up about Suge Knight.
Yeah.
And he is taking an excruciating amount of time to get there.
No, we went to this neighborhood and it was not a gated community.
Frankly, I can't believe they let Suge Knight in, if you know what I'm saying.
And as we pull up to the house, I guess it's a bunch of his boys that was already waiting on him. So when I pull up, he say something to them. And as they standing at his window, they all look back at my car. The one dude come from his drive.
They go, yo, you that dude from iCarly?
I will be in 5 years, yes.
Side talking to Suge to my window. He like, hey, nigga, Suge told us he told you to come through. And I was like, yeah, I was at the spot. Huh? So, hey, park over there, nigga. Okay, why you so violent?
Wait. What is it with your community?
Why are you so violent?
Listen, I know you folks didn't have fathers, but what? So, Suge not only recognized him from the club, alerted his boys, his posse, that he was going to track down Boogie, and they're all expecting him back at the house now.
Right.
He was a key witness, apparently.
So Suge was stalking him, actually.
Right. And after no suspicious activity, Suge decided to bring him to his home.
Suge was disgusted that I went to a bookstore for 3 hours.
All right, let's hear this.
Who come from his driver's side talking to Suge to my window. He like, hey, nigga, Suge told us he told you to come through. And I was like, yeah, I was at the spot. Huh? So, hey, park over there, nigga. Okay, why you so violent? That's how I felt. Like, I was like, why they so, you park over there, nigga. I was like, oh, okay. So I park. Suge get out the car. He like, what's up? I'm like, hey, nothing. Just I was about to go
He
home.
really code switches depending upon who he's talking to.
Yeah. So does this mean like Suge Knight murdered someone and they think Boogie saw it?
I think that's what he's getting to.
Good.
What's up with you, man? He like, hey, come on in. We got some bitches in here. You smoke? Nah, I don't smoke. What you drinking? Nah, I don't drink. Nigga, you don't drink or smoke? Nah, I don't drink or smoke. He's like, that's cool. That nigga cool.
How about I just inject you with the AIDS that I gave Eazy-E?
That's what I thought. When Suge Knight asked, hey, do you drink or smoke? And you say, no, he goes, oh, he's cool. That's
all right, nothing suspicious about this guy.
No, this guy's cool as hell.
Good. Don't do drugs. That's what I always say. Suge Knight.
What's up with you, man? He like, hey, come on in. We got some bitches in here. You smoke? Nah, I don't smoke.
Hackride says he's half gangster rapper, half black guy from Revenge of the Nerds.
Well, he's versatile. He could play both roles.
That's true.
Nah, I don't drink. Nigga, you don't drink or smoke? Nah, I don't drink or smoke. He's like, that's cool. That nigga cool. So we go in there. Cold ass.
That's actually really cool of you. I wish I was that cool, said Suge Knight.
Wow, you really have self-control. That's pretty cool.
What happened to my good friend Biggie Smalls really showed me what restraint can do for the human body.
I don't know where we was at. So this girl come up to me. She's like, hey. And I'm like, hey, how you doing? Now, I'm nervous because I don't know who girl is who. And, folks, niggas in here drinking and smoking. You can't really explain too much.
As they tend to do.
And they all got guns on them.
I said, are those weapons registered?
They still have serial numbers on them?
So as she talking to me, I'm being standoffish, right? Because I need somebody to point out to me who's appropriate to talk to and who's off limits. So she asked way too many questions.
It's like the mob. I get that.
Who is my kind allowed to talk to here? How do you see me, Suge?
And giggling and stuff, and I'm trying not to be funny.
Oh, the music switched.
I guess it wasn't working because she was just laughing, and it made all the other girls like, "What's she laughing?"
Did he steal Suge Knight's woman?
All the women at Suge Knight's house are now gathered around Boogie.
What do you hear him though? He's trying not to be funny, but this guy just can't turn it off.
I can't stop.
I don't think he's told one joke in this podcast. But
Suge Knight was like, "Man, you should really perform at Dublin's."
That might be how this could be a Seinfeld ending where it all ties together.
Oh God!
So then Dane Cook and Jay Davis come out.
Appropriate to talk to and who's off limits. So she asking way too many questions and giggling and stuff, and I'm trying not to be funny, But I guess it wasn't working because she was just laughing and it
It's
made
like a young Jim Carrey. All righty then. Like, this guy can't turn it off.
He's like, I don't know what I was doing. He starts talking with his ass.
Mr. Knight, thank you for inviting me.
Hey, Shug, can I ask you a few questions?
So they all now come over. Now you got about 5 niggas over here that ain't got no girls.
Am I right? It feels wrong when he says it.
It sounds so wrong.
Like, it feels like he shouldn't be saying that. Like, I want to tell him, hey, you can not here, pal. You can't say that.
He sounds like he thinks he's supposed to say it and he doesn't like to say it.
You got Suge over here with about 3 girls, and then you got me with like 6 girls around me just laughing and giggling. That's cool. Until Suge go, hey, the nigga got y'all looking crazy, y'all bitchless niggas. He done took all the bitches from y'all. So I gotta jump in real quick.
or some jive like that.
Oh my God, dude.
I'm very confused how he got into this house.
You saw him at a red light.
So he's driving. He pulls up to a red light. And of course, Suge Knight pulls up next to him and just says, come to my party.
Hey, you were
because you witnessed a crime I committed 2 weeks ago.
Hey, you were at that thing that I'm claiming was West Hollywood, but I'm getting my stories mixed up.
Well, the larger point is you were at the crime.
Yeah.
You witnessed the crime I committed, yes?
Yes.
Come on. I'll give you a few ladies.
It ain't even like that. I was going head over there talk to him. Like, I'm trying to get girls to go. Like, go.
I'm such a pussy bag that I was trying to shoo him over to Suge Knight.
Ladies, please. I only have one cock.
Remember what I saw at the club. So if you did that at the club in front of all these people, imagine what you'll do to me, and I'm here by myself. But I didn't have it in me to tell Suge Knight I didn't want to fucking come party with him. So Suge come and sit next to me. He got a girl sitting on this lap. He got a girl under his arm. The other girl went
under his arm. Just carrying him.
Just giving her a noogie.
Where you from? He said it like that, and I'm thinking to myself like he thinking I'm gangbanging or something. I'm like, no, I'm from Ohio. I'm from Ohio.
Why? Listen. Suge Knight has had his problems, as we know. But in this story, he's been nothing but a gentleman to this man. He invited him into his home.
You look hungry.
He's getting him laid, for God's sake. And he's like, oh, I know what you're up to, Buster.
I just got to the city, like I just got here, like I'm stuttering this shit. I don't stutter, I'm stuttering this shit. I just got to the city, like what's today? Oh yeah, I just got here like 2 weeks ago from Ohio. He's like, what part of Ohio? I was like, me? I'm from Youngstown.
Not the same part Samaki Walker's from. What part of Ohio? Like Suge Knight would possibly care.
I hope this is either Suge Knight is questioning him about the murder or whatever, or the end of this is like, man, Mock put him up to this. What a rascal. He knows my fears.
Doing out here? I was like, man, I came out here, hopes and dreams, entertainment. He was like, oh, you do music? You do music? No, I don't do no music. I don't even like music. I like Death Row. I like Death Row though, but I don't do music like that. Right? So he like, man, you funny as hell. I'm like, yeah, they be saying that.
Based on what?
Suge Knight said you funny as hell, and I go, yeah, they be saying that.
So Suge Knight said, do you perform music? And he said, no, I don't like music. And Suge Knight replied, you're funny as hell. Let's get you a comedy album.
Music? You do music? No, I don't do no music. I don't even like music. I like Death Row. I like Death Row though, but I don't do music like that. Right? So he like, man, you funny as hell. I'm like, yeah, they be saying that. And the girl talk about right. He funny as hell, right? And one nigga over there talking about that nigga ain't funny like that.
I'm like, I ain't funny like that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm funny a little bit, but I ain't like funny, right? So Suge started laughing. He like,
how the fuck am I funny?
He's like, no, you are the funniest guy I have ever seen in my life.
Funny how? Am I a clown? Do I amuse you?
He cuts to Boogie in clown makeup, doing like juggling tricks.
Suge Knight's like, I don't know, a little bit. You started to get fucking fresh.
I said, man, look, I was just trying to get to the crib, man. He was like, well, why you come through? I said, man, I was at the spot, and y'all, when your boys was stomping a mud hole in that dude. He was like, what spot? I was like 2 weeks ago at the gate when your boys was whooping on the dude. And he was like, who was we fighting 2 weeks ago? All that.
Wait, he said
niggas.
He brought it up on his own.
Yeah, Suge Knight is the one that recognized you from that incident.
Yeah, no, and now he's like, oh, I'm realizing that Suge Knight was just out of the kindness of his heart inviting a total stranger to his house.
Suge Knight pulled up to you alone in traffic and just randomly said, why don't you come to my home? I don't think you've witnessed a crime.
Be whooping on motherfuckers regularly, because the shit I saw was straight out of a movie. If he don't remember that means this happens all the time. So I'm just kind of sitting there.
Shit.
And he like, man, you hilarious, bro. He was like, hey, give me your number, man. If you ever need anybody to like look over anything that you doing, hit me up. Let me know, man. He was like, you a funny cat. He was like, and don't worry, man. Ain't nothing finna happen to you, bro. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you. I was like,
well, that's ominous.
Like now, or like period. Like now in this moment, or you mean like the whole time that I'm in LA? He laughing. He think this is hilarious. I'm dead ass. 'Cause I didn't heard the stories. So I'm like, okay, is this how he start to, get me to pay a tax or something?
I've heard the stories as far back as Emancipation. I know how these characters operate.
I ain't nobody. I just got here, dog. He's steady laughing, right? So his boy come over. He like, hey, nigga, why you so bitch made like that, nigga? Ain't nobody finna do nothing to your ass, nigga. I said, nah, I just be telling jokes, dog. I just be telling jokes. He's like, oh, so you
haven't told a single joke in this story.
You don't find this funny?
Why is he acting like he was doing stand-up at Suge Knight's house?
I don't know.
Nigga, scared of what, nigga? I ain't scared of nothing, nigga. So now the whole room laughing, and that's my talent. See, I grew up in a weird spot where I was like the only black kid for a long time. So it's two things that I could do. Either I could make your ass laugh. If that didn't work, I could run real fast. That's just the two things that I knew I had up my sleeve. One, you wasn't gonna catch my ass, especially when a motherfucker running scared. Oh, you ain't catching that dude. Or two, I can make you laugh. If I can make you laugh, we good. So now I got the whole room laughing. It's this girl.
He's acting like a white guy in like a as you would call urban setting. It's like you have to be either fast or really funny.
Well, he's got a You had two choices growing up where I did. He's also acting like Rupert Pupkin, where he's like he's creating this idea that everyone was laughing. I mean, personally, he was never at Suge Knight's house, so there's that. But,
I mean, let's just get there.
But also, like, he went to Suge Knight's house, was invited out off the street, and comes in and kills with these ladies. And Suge, by the way, who said, I want to produce anything you do.
The way
I've never seen you do anything, but I want to produce it.
The way you stopped at that light was magical.
Suge Knight, at least in our Why You Laughing episodes and things like that, I haven't encountered Suge Knight producing a comedy record of any note.
Neither.
He's going to get into the comedy business with Boogie.
With Boogie.
That's going to be his first foray.
Just he heard this.
Hey, it's Boogie.
He was like, I need it.
I would love to bark at, but she ain't really, the way she acting, I feel like, okay, that's probably
the way she acting. Is that what he said?
Well, he's at Suge Knight's house.
Right.
That's probably one of his shorts. You know? So he like, which one you like? Which one you feeling? Like, nah, I feel like everybody cool, man. Everybody got that. He like, nigga, which one of these girls you like, man? I'm like, she bad. Like, she bad. Like, you know, she bad right there. I pointed at the little light-skinned one with the green eyes.
Of course you did. I picked the white woman.
Well, to be fair, that's a stereotype in both directions, I suppose.
Yeah, if she was 400 pounds, that would be the stereotype.
Jesus.
What?
Jesus Christ.
We're talking stereotypes.
Kim now. If she comes sit on my lap, she'd like, you wasn't gonna talk to me. Suge had to tell you it was okay for you to talk to me. Now she asking me these questions in front of this man. He had to tell you that it was okay for you to talk to me in order for you to talk to me? Yeah. What you mean? Yeah. I said, I'm not from here. I'm by myself.
As you can tell.
Nowhere trying to take nothing from nobody. Suge say, that nigga's a smart man. His boy like, that nigga's smart as hell, lady. I say, look, again.
This is the one guy Suge Knight has not terrified.
I wish P. Diddy wasn't a creepy weirdo, because I'd be like, does this sound like the way he talks?
I just like the idea that Suge Knight is a notoriously scary individual. And yet this is the one time he's like, now this guy is really funny.
So Suge Knight's still alive.
Very much.
He's in jail. We need somehow to get somebody to ask him if he knows Boogie.
I'm telling this story. I'm like, so Suge invites me over to his house. And I'm like, Suge.
At a red light. Was he like he saw him at like a store or something?
That's crazy. What I am annoyed with Boogie is he didn't even try to make that aspect believable. He put no effort in.
No.
Nobody get whooped and stomped out and have somebody standing back puffing on a cigar watching that shit like the Godfather. He's laughing his ass off because he's listening to me.
He's like Leo and Django, according to Boogie.
About what he was doing and what it looked like from my POV. I even had to go back to the part where I was in the bathroom, dick in hand, going to the bathroom, and literally these dudes made me clip that stream when they came in with the nigga say death row. So when I told them that part,
they did nothing wrong, Karen.
He's just promoting himself. It'd be like if you said, hey, blindmike.net, and he was like, oh.
That could mean anything. What's behind those glasses? Well, how much time do we have left in this?
3.5 minutes.
Oh, all right. We're coming down the home stretch.
Yeah, we're almost there.
All right, we got this, guys.
he's in tears laughing. Now, my butthole's relaxed just a little. A little bit, but I'm still nervous as hell up in here. Finally, I get this shorty's number. Make sure it's cool with Suge. Get her number. And
Get her number? It seems like Suge was pimping them out. Like you could have just fucked them there.
I think he was like, he doesn't know him at all, but he was just trying to get prostitution money out of him.
I don't think this was an exchange of numbers for a first date.
No.
It seems like something a little more. Boogie, this is the one time you should be speculating.
About 45 minutes to an hour, I go, all right, fam, I'ma head out. You're like, where you going? I'm like, man, I got some, I'm trying. So I still need to find representation. I still need to try to get some auditions and stuff. I just got here. He was like, that's what's up. You really on your shit, huh? I was like, yeah. He's like, you don't drink, don't smoke. I was like, nah. He's like, that's good. That's good.
You're
man.
the coolest guy I have ever met.
So I can't help you financially at all.
So Suge Knight said, there goes Boogie, a really talented guy that I will not demand affiliation with.
A straight-laced guy from a gated community. Boogie.
Suge Knight, the guy that hung someone off of his fucking balcony by his ankles. He was just very calmly said, well, go out. You're on your own journey, friend.
You need anything, let me know. Now in my mind, I'm like, that could be kind of cool. But not really. Sometimes you want some shit so bad that you like, man, I'll go into business with Suge Knight. I thought about that all the way until I got to my car. And then as soon as I turned on the car, I was like, hell no, I can't go into business. That, like, for all I know, the dude that they was stomping out maybe decided he didn't want to do business with Suge no more. Who knows? Maybe that's how you get out of it. Maybe they got to jump you out.
Jump you out. This all started because he said, if there's too many black people, I'm scared.
Well, he was in the VIP section for what, 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I forgot? Remember, you know why? I know why Suge remembers Boogie.
Oh, I don't.
Because of his fantastic dance skills.
Right.
Remember?
Right. So that's going to get back to why he's named Boogie.
Suge Knight was like, "You're the beautiful dancer I saw.
You're elegant, graceful.
I've been chasing you for 2 weeks. I thought, who's the gazelle that walked into the VIP section?"
You know, my finger was shaking when I put my window down to talk to you.
Yeah, Suge must have remembered his beautiful dance moves.
He was as starstruck as he was.
Whatever the case, as I drove to my spot at the summit at Warner Center, surrounded by all kinds of waterfalls, it dawned on me I'm in Los Angeles. And I literally just finished sitting with the guy that was rocking with Tupac and Snoop. And no matter how
What happened to Tupac?
suspicious I felt,
Yeah, I'm just going to ignore how Tupac died. I was on that guy's couch.
scared I was, he was a cool cat to me. He was cool enough to me to invite me to an after party. No one tried to harm me. No one tried to hurt me.
It's 2 in the afternoon.
Purposes, they were super hospitable. The dude
This
had
is now white guilt. Like, would you believe it? He was an upstanding character.
Would you believe it? He was nice and didn't punch me in the face.
He was cool.
By the way, for anyone joining late, I'm aware Boogie is not white. Go back and listen to the beginning.
That'd be so funny if they... You'll get it.
What's the moral of the story? Sometimes it's easier to cast aspersions on somebody based upon a situation that you see them in that you may not be privy to.
Holy shit! The lesson actually is don't be racist. I did not see that. Oh my God.
Towards himself.
The lesson is actually don't judge a book by its cover.
No, am I terrified every time I get out of the shower and see myself in the mirror? Sure.
I certainly lock the doors when I'm driving through Compton, but that's the difference between being safe and being ignorant.
I walk by people and they grab their wallet and I go, no, I get it.
But point being, wow, this was an anti-prejudice PSA. Boogie, we all knew that. We all knew not to judge these people.
You're judging yourself, dude.
Oh my God.
The dude had a great laugh. He was cool people to me.
Sexy.
What's the moral of the story? Sometimes it's easier to cast aspersions on somebody based upon a situation that you see them in that you may not be privy to than to take a moment to get to know that person. Because the fact of the matter is, I don't know what that dude did to get beat up like that. He could have been
What?
He could have said something.
That's your takeaway?
We know what he did. He didn't say death row. He said, I work at Capitol Records.
This is fucking Ed Norton meeting Guy Torrey in American History X, but like for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
This is like if Ed Norton said like, "Oh, so you guys are good at laundry. That's the lesson I'm supposed to be taking away."
I don't know what the purpose of them bum rushing the door was for the first time, in the first place, and then mandating that people say death row. I didn't know. I knew I was gonna say it. Long story short, Suge was cool to me. That wasn't the first time or the last time that I had seen him. That was actually, yeah, I said that.
I need part 2.
Well, let him finish it up.
Saw him a few times after that, and every time that I saw him, he asked me, how's everything going? I remember when I got my first television gig, dance show on MTV. I bumped into him as we were filming that show. A few months after the show had started, and I bumped into him at a gas station, and he rolled up to me. I didn't see him. I was in the gas station, and he rolled up.
Why is Suge Knight always following him in traffic?
He was next on his hit list.
So then I pull into Dunkin' Donuts drive-through, and sure enough, who's behind me? But Suge Knight.
No, he was behind Suge Knight, and Suge Knight paid for him. People do it in the line.
He said, "Dance until your feet hurt, Boogie. Never stop dancing."
The back of my arm, and I turned around and he was like, "Hey, I saw you on that show doing your thing. Man, you did that shit fast. How's everything going?" I was like, "What's up?" Gave me a hug. He was like, "Man, I'm proud of you, bro." He was like, "I'm really proud of you." He's like, "I've never seen anybody really take it as serious as you did and then find yourself in that situation."
Does he not know who this guy's worked with?
Suge Knight has never seen anyone as successful as a guy who got an MTV pilot. Called The Dance Show or whatever he said. Suge Knight is like an elite music producer.
That's what I'm saying. He's worked with the best.
Hey, it's Boogie.
Oh, wow. I'm struck.
I like Suge Knight. Like, all we know about Suge Knight, there's two sides of Suge Knight. There's the public persona that we know of.
Mhm.
And then there's the part that's like, if I pretend that I didn't know he was pulling into this gas station and just casually, "Oh, Boogie, you're here." Well, I guess now I have an opportunity to tell you what an inspiration you are to me, Suge Knight.
He was like, when a little homie pointed you out on the TV, it felt like you was part of our crew. That was a cool moment for me, because I could have got beat up, stomped out, but I didn't. And just in case anybody was wondering, them niggas would have said, "Say Death Row." How the fuck I said Death Row? It's another story time. Y'all be easy. Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good gets better and your better gets best. Till next time, I'll holler at you.
Wow. And sure enough, there was no next time. We're just left to live with that.
I need to see the reviews on this. If
There's no follow-up, nothing.
There's got to be reviews, right?
I don't know. Who would review it?
I don't know.
Who would know it existed?
9 ratings.
Okay. Any what do we got?
Keep this guy away from children, one of Dan Schneider's boys.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Can we see when that was posted?
Last week.
Okay, that might be one of ours.
Sad for him. 1 star. Washed up kid actor that now has to rely on perverts like Dan Schneider for publicity.
Oh, maybe it's not one of us. Maybe it's just people that found that interview.
Brainwashed. He's just one of the boys. Softball interview, 1 and done.
Oh, so these are all from last week.
There's one from 3 years ago.
What's that say?
Best story ever. Boogie, by far one of the most incredible stories I've ever heard. You are an amazing storyteller. I can listen to you all day.
Can't imagine who that was left by.
Can't wait for the next one. From Wheels' big brother, LHS. He wrote that himself.
Oh, he certainly did. Wow, that was a tremendous story. And very believable.
That was amazing.
Boy, there were a lot of elements to that. The racism, the lies.
It was a fantastic story.
It really, I wish there was an episode 2. Boogie, please come back.
Everyone get him to go season 2.
Yeah, go leave a 5-star review on Boogie's podcast right now.
I need it.
Yeah, please. I would say more importantly, leave a 5-star review for us, the Blind Mike Project, or Why You Laughing, or Who Are These Socials, any of the podcasts that I do. And the easiest way to find all those links is blindmike.net. If you go there, subscribe on all platforms, wherever you get podcasts. If you're watching on YouTube right now, then make sure you like, comment, subscribe, tap the notification bell. All that helps more eyeballs get on this program. So keep that show growing, baby. We love the numbers rising, and we appreciate you guys subscribing. And if you want to subscribe and show your support even more, then you can do so on Patreon or become a YouTube member, whichever platform is easiest for you. You get early access and bonus content, so become a member for a price as low as a cup of coffee every single month.
Right.
$5 a month. So make sure you go subscribe. Go to hackridethedemon.com, and you can check out Gearbox tonight at 9, where some guy named Dylan is going to be telling me why I'm a shitty broadcaster. I'm sure.
You could go make sure when you go on, if you listen on Apple, leave us a 5-star review, like this one, The Great Blind Mile. Mistype. 5 stars. Blind Mike is very entertaining and funny. The show is great despite whoever the producer with the awful timing is. We'll leave some fun reviews.
Oh, I misspelled my name.
Yeah.
Yes.
Leave some of those.
Yes, well said, sir. Thank you. Yeah, check out Gearbox tonight at 9. Hack Ride will do a recap, I'm sure.
That's right.
And apparently I have questions I have to answer.
I don't know what he means by that, but he wants
Neither
me
do
to do
I.
a review every time that I've done, except for last week.
You're on the show.
Gearbox?
No, you're on this show.
Yeah, he wants me to leave a review, and it's basically me going, I don't care about this show, but everyone should tune into Gearbox. That's basically all I do.
Why? Why do you do that?
Because it's fun. Team guy.
Everyone's against me. It's not easy, folks.
Yeah.
And go to verygoodshow.org if you want to support insubordination like that. Then you can go listen to Rubbed Out. Very Good Show.
Wait. I do say that this show is a 10 out of 10, but I say I don't have to talk about that right now. Everyone knows that, but everyone's tuned into Gearbox. That's what I say.
You know, something I forgot to mention at the top of the show, but if you were in Portland, you really got to see how comfortable Craig and I are around each other. I think we said about 3 words.
You were busy.
It's real chemistry.
I was like, I know. I had to offer to buy you a drink, although I knew the answer, but I had to
declined,
do it.
yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I was there for that homeless guy, though. I did see that.
That was funny. He gave me some good stock tips.
Yeah, I told him he was looking for Jerry Callahan when he was going near Kirk.
Oh, that's good. It'd be great if he was like, oh, I like that guy. He's got some good thoughts.
That's what I was kind of hoping.
And I imagine this outro is not updated, huh?
No. God, no.
I figured. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us.
And we have a mean transition.
Sappers clear the way. Everyone all the way.
Now, this was very interesting.